his ankles. Now he's got an entourage, and he's got a touchdown.
The impossible dream of a play. Madden is on the field. He wants to know if it's real. They said yes. Get your big butt out of here.
Whoa, he has trouble with the snap, and the ball is free. It's picked up by Michigan State's Jalen Watts Jackson, and he scores on the last play of the game.
He's got it. End zone. Touchdown, Mike. There are no flags on the field. It's a miracle.
Oh, shit. What's good, people?
What up?
What's good, people? This is a football frame of mind, Brad. Welcome. It's Sunday. You know what it means, Brad.
Mm-hmm.
So Brandon is having some technical difficulties, I think. Yeah. So we will add him back when his camera comes back. But you know what it is. Got the little brother.
What's up, y'all?
Little brother Kendall in here, man. So you see us rocking two different Rams jerseys. Why? Because I'm a real fan.
Right.
I'm a real fan. I went through the trenches, you know, bad teams, 1-15.
Don't wanna. My time's coming though. You know, it's all a part of being a fan.
Nah,
My fault. I was born in 07.
That is your fault. Because you ain't experienced the bad stuff for real.
Bro, we have the worst record after a Super Bowl win in history, bro. You understand what I have to go through dealing with that, bro?
What's good? We got Brandon in this thing. He back. So nonetheless, man, you know, we talking stuff, man. But it's Sunday. We happy to have all of y'all watching, man. But if you know the title, we're gonna do some NFC breakdowns, man. So y'all gonna appreciate that today. You're gonna appreciate that. So NFL content is really fun. So we appreciate it. So SWA7 is saying when's the next division for tight end. So I want to say that's a part of your post, Brandon. Oh shit.
I'll get picked up tomorrow.
Oh, okay. All right, cool. You cutting out. I can't really. Oh shit. Goddamn.
It's always when I'm around, bro.
Bruh, you bringing that Ram stuff, man. Nah, but let me put this on my X for a minute, man. Put this on the X.
Excited for the season.
Who you?
Mm-hmm.
You excited? What?
I'm just ready. Then we got a game in July.
What?
Hall of Fame.
Oh, so y'all starting off early with the preseason, huh?
It's football.
All right, nah, man. Shoot, I used to watch them things, man. So, all right.
Come on, don't let Uncle.
But see that Smooth is in the chat, man. One of our number one community post members, man. Community members. Y'all give him a shout out, man. But yes, Unc gonna make him feel bad. Nah, but come on over, man. The water's fine. Like I said, we getting closer to our goal of dropping the non-subscribe number to 70. So y'all keep on doing good. So big shout out to y'all. Y'all definitely helping us reach that goal, man. Wendy, thank you for the love on Facebook, man. I appreciate that. So,
Wendy.
Yeah, shout out to Wendy. Good evening to you as well. So let's keep going though, man. Let's get into it. We're gonna do a little bit of college, a little bit, like literally one part. So interesting post came up, Kendall. It was like Cam Newton would have won anywhere, right? And I'm like, I don't think so. I don't think so. I think Auburn was the perfect spot for him at the perfect time. The team had a lot of talent, a lot of young talent, and some older talent, right? They had Nick Fairley on defense in the middle. He was absolutely crazy. We ended up getting him for a year or so, Rams. But he was still good though. He was still good. But I think, man, it's just a perfect storm, man. Like you probably don't know that much about college, man. But
especially Cam in college, man. I'm 3 years old at this time.
yeah, you were young, but you probably heard me mad because they beat Alabama after having a 28-point lead. So 24-point lead, something like that. But yeah, Cam Newton brought him back, man. And I mean, we was good too. We was good that season. But Cam Newton had other options, you know. So but nonetheless, man, I think his legacy safe, man. I think he good. But I also think he would have just won anywhere. I think he could have won anywhere, but Auburn was the spot though. That was the spot. Because I think he said in an interview it was Auburn and I want to say Mississippi State. Because go away. Yeah, that's little fella trying to break in here.
Right.
But I think he would have been good at I think he would have been good at Auburn, just flat out. If we were looking at his recruitment, I think Auburn was the perfect move. The perfect move. Let's see if Brandon back. Yo, you back, dog?
You always got to be when I'm
Nothing ain't working, bro. I can't hear nothing they fucking
Yeah, it's like choppy. I can't hear. Okay, you hear?
Nah,
I got
man.
better. I got better. You got better ears than me. Hold up. Let them do that anyway. All right. So nonetheless, man, Mississippi State was the other option, but they had a lot of problems. They had a lot of problems, man. That was a program in building. They were building up to the Dak era where Dak was really good, but I don't know. But I really feel like the coach though would have had Cam Newton playing like Tebow, and Tebow was good, real good. Because you forget him and Tebow was on the same team in college.
I didn't know that.
Yeah. Tim and Tebow was on the same team in college, and Cam Newton was supposed to be the starter the year Tebow came back for his senior year. So of course, naturally, I gotta go. I want to play. So Cam Newton goes to junior college, wins the national title there.
I heard that. That's why he went to Oakland.
And then comes back and wins the national title with Auburn, and then he's number one overall pick, all in like 3 years. So that's to let y'all youngsters know. All right, Kendall not a youngster.
Legal.
He's legal now. But y'all youngsters that want to have the microwave success, man, sometimes it takes a little bit of time. So don't get discouraged. Just keep on pushing, right? Cam Newton did. So everything, life and sports has a parallel, man. So just remember that. One thing can lead to another one. You never know. That's why you always be prepared, you know? So just a word to y'all, man. But anyway, Cam Newton, legend, not the greatest quarterback of all time in college, but maybe the best season. Maybe the best season. All right, that's an update update for Brandon, man. You have the Wi-Fi issues, man. But we're gonna push on, man. We're gonna get this together. We're gonna get to this NFL stuff right now. Let's go. Let's go, man. So it's the NFC today.
Mhm.
So we breaking down the NFC. So I like to start off showing off the championship game last year. The two combatants. So you got the Commanders, surprise team of the playoffs. Although some people weren't surprised, I wasn't. I was like, "Hey,
I wasn't.
Daniel's cold, man. What you expect?" But the route they took to get to the championship was what kind of caught me off guard. Like, damn, y'all did that to the Lions.
Oh yeah,
And I was
yeah.
like, you can't just beat the Lions
Nah,
like
yeah,
that.
that was
I mean, that was ass whooping. I wasn't expecting
Lions.
that.
The Lions, bro.
The Lions, man. But these aren't the Lions I grew up with.
Nah.
These are new level of cat, man. The Lions is good, man. Like I said, when I was coming up, they picked like 4 receivers in a row in the first round. 4. Yeah. Like so in my recollection, all right, so 03, they take Joey Harrington, right? He's supposed to be a franchise quarterback, right? That's cool. But then you don't draft no offensive lineman to help the dude. None. 0 in the first round. And what'd he say? What'd he say? I'm grateful to not consistently picking the top 5 anymore.
He a Lions fan.
Yeah. Big Lions fan. So
we
he
got
see.
beef then.
So
Sorry, I can't be cool. I was cool with Lions fan because the trade, man. But y'all been giving us that belt for the last 2 years. Ended our season, then started our season with an L. Like we got to shake back. I'm sorry.
See that Smooth. You gotta let him know that people say act like you've been there before. Be honest, bro. Y'all ain't been there in a while. So you gotta forgive him, Kendall. They ain't been there that long,
They
man.
gave us that ring. Lions, all right. All right. It's cool because we've been underdogs for the past 2 years and we ended up better than what people was thinking. So it's cool.
Yeah,
It's
Kendall,
cool.
Kendall,
we underdog of the year.
Kendall talking that talk, man. But he know that.
Hands right.
Yeah, my Rams, not not his, not his. What's up? What's up, Hassan Terrell? What's good? What's good? All right, but yeah, I like to start off with the NFC title game, man, just to like say, hey, this is, the game that really, decided the Super Bowl, because quite frankly, the Super Bowl was a wash. So yeah, this was the best game leading up to that. So, well, the Eagles obviously won that thing, and then went on to win the Super Bowl. So, but we're gonna break down all the teams, man, in the NFC conference, man, division by division, man. So buckle up, as if you're a wrestling fan. Buckle up, Teddy. That was an Undertaker to Teddy Long. Buckle up, Teddy. He's like,
I think I have seen that clip before.
Uh-oh. That went all the way back. Hold up. Come on. There we go. Come on now. What we doing? Nah, I don't want to load. It's supposed to be offense too. All right. So now we good. So offensive stars, man, coming into the season. So we got a lot on here, man. So for our audio listeners, right? On this screen, we got Trent Williams, we got Jalen Hurts, we got Bijan Robinson, Justin Jefferson, George Kittle, Jameer Gibbs, the Hall of Famer that is Mike Evans, Jaden Daniels, Saquon Barkley, and Lane Johnson, right? These are the offensive stars that I was really, really excited, coming into this season, man, to see what's up, man. So anybody on the list right now, Kendall, that, stands out?
Bajan.
So you excited about the Falcons?
Mm-hmm.
No, you ain't excited about the
No,
Falcons.
I'm not excited about it, but I do
Excited
see
about
I see him and everybody on this list breaking out for sure.
All right.
And then you got to keep in mind that me being a Rams fan, we traded our first pick with them. So I'm thinking all about the Falcons, but I can see Bajan going crazy. I would hate to say that though. I don't want to, but I won't be surprised.
All right. Assigned Terrell. He's going to the wrestling event. All right, nah, man. That Atlanta's gonna be popping. I think they got those wrestling events that Hassan just mentioned. And I think they got the All-Star game for baseball around that time. So yeah, Atlanta gonna be popping. But in terms of the player that I'm looking forward to seeing, man, I'm looking forward to seeing what Jalen Hurts can do, man. Coming off of a Super Bowl MVP, like I don't know. I want to see what that looked like. Sometimes you win that first one, it get a little, it get a little hairy sometimes in terms of like coming back. You got that Super Bowl hangover.
To pick up on that, you got to also think about Jaden Daniels. He did all that stuff. Went to the NFC Championship his rookie year. So you got to see what Washington gonna look like next year.
I don't know, but NFC East is gonna be cold though. That's gonna be a tough division, man. Because the Giants even though they last or finish last, they got a better quarterback situation this year. Then you got the Cowboys. They hang around, so
Right.
they dangerous. Then
obviously
the Eagles and Commanders. So that division gonna be nice. So see that Smooth says anybody that y'all think break out.
Top of the head.
Off the top of my head, man. I like Caleb Williams. That's the pick. That's so easy though because they just literally built that team up, which we'll get into a little bit later. But in terms of breaking out in the NFC, man, I go defensive player, man. I'll go with one of his players, man. Jared Verse. That's one player I think like he broke out, obviously defensive rookie of the year, but I'm talking all pro, like yo,
all pro.
Yeah, I'm thinking he can take his game to another level, because yeah, he was good, but I feel like man, he tasted that success of like yo,
for sure.
Yeah, I think he can break out for real. Now, in terms of offense, though, I really want to see Bryce Young break out.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Yeah, like if we talk offense, because that's what C.That Smooth was talking about. But offensively, I think Bryce Young is set for a breakthrough. I think he's set for a breakthrough. They finally getting him some weapons. They got T-Mac from Arizona, big body receiver.
6'5", man.
So then you got Leggett, right, who's not a little guy either, right? And then the ageless wonder that is Adam Thielen is still there. Don't know how long he's gonna play, but that's a sure-handed person you can throw to. So they got some good stuff, man. I like what they're doing on defense. Derek Brown is one of my favorites. I don't like it because he went to Auburn. I don't like because he went to Auburn, but he a beast in the middle, and you need that kind of guy because the NFC South is top heavy, but I mean, if you're Carolina, you can make a move, and try to win more than 5 games this year. Not saying you'll be a playoff team, but you need to start getting some progress going forward.
Show the fans a different season, man.
Yeah, because they ain't been good since Cam left. You know, so
They were bad when CMC left.
Yeah, and then you get to the point where now new ownership. I think Tepper took over 2019 or something like that. So he trying to win. You know, you got to start winning, or the fans are gonna lose faith in the team. You're gonna lose the merch sales. You're gonna lose all of that, man. So this is important, and I like their coach too, man. Smooth dude, smooth guy. You know, and you know, you gotta see. You gotta see how Bryce Young does anyway. You know. And you say Matthew
Golden. Sneaky offensive rookie of the year.
Well, you know, remember we had did our mock draft, see that smooth, and you were panning my pick. I said he should be the number one receiver taken, man. All right. Now, keep in mind, I just look at what he can do well, you know, and one of those things is taking the top off the defense, right? But he's also a spectacular catch kind of guy. If you play Madden, you know what that means, right? So he can make catches anywhere, all over the field. So that's why I thought, you know, he would be the first receiver taken, right? But considering the fact that the Panthers needed a guy like T-Mac, they need a big receiver. Matthew Golden might have not been the pick for them, right? But he got drafted to a team that has a receiver, you know, shortage, in my opinion. At least a starting number one guy.
Right.
You know, so
yeah, for sure.
So he's got a chance to really be that dude for Jordan Love that he really hasn't had. You know, you got, I think, what's the guy's name?
You got Christian
Watson.
Yeah, Jaden Reed too.
Yeah.
Of course, they tight end is nice.
Yeah, so you need that number one guy, because I want to say Watson's coming off an ACL tear. So
yeah, he ain't no solid number one.
So you need that guy that's going to change, because the Packers already got the running game.
For sure.
You know, I felt like they should have kept A.J. Dillon and Josh Jacobs, because to me, that's a move that you can't be making that one. You got two running backs. You play in the cold. They big body dudes.
Yeah, A.J. Dillon, bro, that's a quad father, man.
That's what I'm saying. And you got those two running backs could win you playoff games just based off of, hey, let's just get ahead, and then we're just gonna lean on them, because they got good defensive players. You know, good segue. Defense. Although I'm excited about Justin Jefferson, I just think his year gonna be down because I don't know who the quarterback gonna be. I just thought I'd mention.
How you feel about the is he wearing 22 as receiver, Matthew Golden? I think that's his official number. How do you feel about that? I don't know if it's official or not. But
I mean, man, there ain't no numbers game now. Anybody can wear anything. When I was coming up, you ain't see no defensive player with the number 5 or 8. You know what I'm saying? 0. You didn't see that. Or 11. Like, they'll give Michael Parsons probably like 50 or something. Jared Versa have like a 98 or something. I know Thibodeau might be a 40 guy, you know, and Burns might be able to swing, you know, the 57 or something like that. Right? And then Bates with 3, like, no, it'd be like 22. You know, so I'm okay with it. I'm just used to a certain number scheme. So when I see somebody out there with like, I'm not gonna say 7 because I kind of like that.
What about like Jared Verse?
Yeah, like 8. Like, you know, defense, you shouldn't have 8. Like, but I will say this: if you get a single digit, usually on the like defensive line, you cold. For sure. You cold. So I ain't too mad at it. I just just used to like seeing it. When I'm like, what? That dude got number 6.
I think Carlos Dunlap had that with the Seahawks one time. It was just so ugly. I think it was either like 6 or 5. I don't even remember.
Shit. Dunlap been in 8 his whole
It was
career.
8. Okay, yeah.
Well,
was just
well,
something
not
ugly.
8 his whole career because he came in like 08 or 9 or something. He had like 96 with the Bengals, but like 8, he was 8 in college. Like he stood out too. Like he was like 6'5", 6'6", something
It was
like
just
that.
something ugly on the line. I seen a single digit, bro. I was a mess.
Hey, if you cold, you gonna have a single digit, bruh. But for our audio listeners, man, we got these are our defensive stars coming back for the next season. We got Kayvon Thibodeau from the Giants. We got Aiden Hutchinson from the Lions. We have Micah Parsons, Jared Verse, Jalen Carter, Eagles, Jesse Bates III, Falcons, Fred Warner. We got Brian Burns, Giants, Zach Bond, Eagles, re-signed with them, which was a very good move.
Right.
Dexter Lawrence II from the Giants, and of course, we got Xavier McKinney, the All-Pro, from the Packers. So, who stands out? Who do you think gonna have a better season than they had last year out of these guys?
A better season?
Yeah, a better season.
Better
I mean,
season,
you can
better
look at
season.
Aiden Hutchinson as an option. He's coming back from a broken leg.
sure.
But then you got the defensive line quartet or triplet of Thibodeau, Burns, and Dexter Lawrence. Like, that's a serious pass rush, run stop type of team. I'm
Micah
excited.
have a poor season? Like he wasn't Micah this year. I don't think he was good for real.
I mean, he was okay. He was all right. He wasn't himself because the team sucked. So it's like, all right, well, shoot, we suck, but what are you doing? It's kind of the question you should ask for the Cowboys, right? Because, believe it or not, he's a leader on the team now. He's been there a while, he's shown up, and this is a contract year. So he's going to have to ball out, or them contract negotiations are going to get a little bit nasty, So I don't know. I think Jerry Jones might open up the pocketbook for him, but he might not get the number he wants, or he might deserve, in my opinion, because he's really good. Like he can line him up anywhere, inside, outside, standing up, hand in the dirt.
Right.
He is a chess piece. He fast enough to chase down.
You gotta know where he at.
Yeah,
Sure.
he's fast enough to beat your best tackle. He's strong enough to get around him, through him, right? And don't put a running back in a pass protection because that's just over with.
Especially little back, man.
Yeah, so he's got a lot, But for me, I'm thinking Jalen Carter.
I was thinking the same thing. I was just thinking that. I ain't gonna lie.
I'm thinking Jalen Carter from the Eagles is about to take over the league. Like,
I've been thinking that every time I watch the Eagles, man.
I'm not gonna say like I'm not gonna say like a Aaron Donald type of rise because he came into the league doing that. But I will say you might see some of those qualities next season to really mess up teams all year, right? They still got Jordan Davis, so he gonna command a double team. Have you seen how big this dude is? And he lost weight, so he's still big.
He ran like a fast 40, right?
Yeah, for a big dude, yeah. He's like 4'8" something at like 320 something pounds. Like, yo, that's nasty. Jalen Carter is an athlete. I don't know how he slipped that far, bro, to the Eagles. That make no sense at all. Did y'all see him on that Georgia defense? Like, come on, man. Ridiculous. They just let all of them Georgia players go to the Eagles, and they wonder why their defense was so good in the Super Bowl. Nasty work, man. But nonetheless, man, that's my pick for somebody to break out of these guys, man. I really like Jalen Carter, man, but if I had to pick a second person, I want to see what Aiden Hutchinson do. I think them losing in the playoffs had a lot to do with him not being there. Because you say, it's like, oh well, they just didn't score enough, but they also gave up like 40 points early, like 30 early, right? Like he has to, he has to do it, uh, and see that Smooth says, I'm curious to see what Dallas Turner does at Minnesota. So he had a okay rookie season, I would say. I felt like coming into that draft, I thought he would go a little higher. Because he was another guy that you could stand up, put his hand in the dirt. Watching him at Alabama, I was like, he's really good. And obviously not like Will Turner dynamic, not Will Turner, Will Anderson Jr. I mean, he's not as dynamic as that, but he's still a good pass rusher. He's got a lot of moves. He's everything, right? But I think he could do good for them because their defense was really good last year. It's just, they kind of just faltered at the end.
We ended their season, by the way.
Yep. Rams did. The Rams did beat them.
Two losses. Gave them 2 losses that's in their last season.
I mean, that's true, Kendall, but they were battling the wildfires, man. That game had to be played somewhere else. Not fair. Not fair. They earned home field advantage or something like that. Or y'all had home field because y'all won the NFC West. Right? I'm correct? I think so. So y'all had home.
Oh, you talking about the playoffs?
Yeah.
Oh, I'm talking about Okay.
In the playoffs.
That's
they had to move that game, and it just kind of threw everything.
Man, they wasn't beating us, dude. Man, that
whatever.
Thursday night game, that was Puka's first game back. Man.
Good catch.
Nah, but I can see Jalen Carter too. I'll go Hutch and I guess Verse. I don't really know much about Thibodeau or Burns. I didn't really watch the Giants or pay attention to the Falcons for real. And then Warner and Bond and X, they are all pros. Hutch is Hutch. Dex Lawrence, his presence is known for sure. And you took Jalen Carter, so well, I'm gonna say Hutch and Parsons. Let me not be biased.
Okay, man. Ain't no bias because when we do the AFC, I'm gonna be biased as hell. It's gonna be 7 Ravens over here, man. I'm so excited about our defense, bro. If our defense is not good this year, I'm gonna be so mad because I've been talking all shit all summer long. I'm like, yo, we good.
NFC champion, Super Bowl minimum, bro. Like y'all gotta have Super Bowl appearance.
Yeah, like, dude, I'm sick of the playoffs, bro. Like that's you. Look, y'all getting a sneak peek on my rant on my rant for the Ravens when we get to the AFC next week. Like I'm gonna be over with. But nonetheless, man, we keep our thing going, man. We're gonna get into these coaches next, man. Not coaches next. I lied.
Okay.
I lied. Let's get into some of the NFC's biggest moves, right? So we start off with you, man. What do you feel about adding Devontae Adams to the Rams? What you thinking?
I feel good. A lot of people may think that it's not really the same, or it's not really much of a difference from dealing with Cooper Kupp. But I'm not too excited, but I'm looking forward to it. Yeah, I don't really got too much to say about it, but I think it's a good piece.
All right.
Obviously, it's a good piece, but I think better than Kupp for sure.
I think it's a good move for y'all because Cooper Kupp since he got that All-Pro season, he been hurt a little bit.
Yeah, ever since then, he had the season after that, he was gone, bro, and then he missed like 6 weeks.
Yeah, ever since he got that thing, he been hurt a little bit.
He been one
thing about Adams, he posts, which is a term for playing a lot. Mm-hmm. He plays a lot, and you can count on him giving you at least 1K in receiving yards every season, right? He's sure-handed, and he's available. Those things matter to me as an NFL player, bro. If you can be available, you can be able to do your job, right?
Which he does for sure.
You know, and even though, yeah, he might be a little bit of a diva, whatever, but he worked real hard and he want the ball. And the Raiders got him the ball as well as they could. He went to the Jets. They gave him the ball as much as they could.
We have a quarterback who knows how to give receivers the ball, man.
Yeah, and Matthew Stafford is a gunslinger, so he gonna use him.
For sure.
You know, so I think it works out a lot. But y'all, I don't know what y'all do because that division is really up and down. As we'll get into it when we break the teams down. But I just feel like, man, that's a good move for y'all. I think it's a pretty good deal.
I heard. Oh, I ain't read too much into it. Did you see it?
I seen the kid not here yet, but he supposed to be the dad.
He supposed to be the dad?
Yeah.
I didn't read too much into it, but I know that
like it's just a weird.
I think he asked to take his girlfriend or wife to court or something, and then she asked for money because the kids was his or something.
Something like that, man. It's crazy, bro. Like I said, just because you're an NFL player, bro, don't mean you ain't lame. Okay, okay, that's lame, bro. Stop playing with these women. Okay, they already know who you are, and they got plans to take everything from you.
Okay? I'm surprised. I be seeing them. I be seeing they post each other a lot. I be thinking they locked in. But
yeah, man. As an NFL player, you should be locked in after you done playing. After you done playing.
Yeah, I get it. But Puka ain't no Odell Beckham. Like you can see Odell Beckham, he ain't locking in. But Puka, man.
I mean, I've heard about him and watched some of his interviews and stuff. He seems like a good dude, man.
Mm-hmm.
You know, he said he don't want to play that long, so he like 3 years or whatever, or 30. He want to play.
Yeah, he want to retire at 30.
So we only got a couple more years until he's 30. So like, I don't know, but he's a good player, man, and that's a good compliment to Devontae Adams. Y'all do got Kyron Williams, so that's a big, that's like 5th in rushing. Yeah. Speaking of Odell, yeah. Speaking of, well, thanks.
Let's go back to the Odell one, bro.
Thanks, I guess. Whatever, bro.
Who is Odell with now?
Miami.
He's still in Miami.
I don't think he went nowhere. And then see that move, like what? Like I don't know, bro. Appreciate the viewership though. But anyway, yeah, I think he's with the Dolphins still. I think so. I don't think they got rid of him. I'm not sure, man. But he do need to retire. It's over. Anyway, man. All right, let's talk about the Commanders weaponizing, man. So the Commanders added he said, guys.
What off season they do? Off season move.
All right, so the Commanders, after going to the championship game, they made a couple big moves. They acquired Deebo Samuel. And they acquired Laramie Tunsil as well. So that'll help your left tackle position, right? That'll help you protect his blind side, Daniels. And then you gave him another weapon, right? You know, kind of. I feel when I first seen the move, I was like, well, damn, they didn't get enough for 49ers didn't get enough for Deebo. But anyway, we'll do that comment later. but I felt like adding those two is cool. But when you added Deebo, I was thinking like, man, that's kind of like the same as McLaren. I feel like that's the same type of receiver almost, Like you can line him up anywhere. You know, you got the screens and all of that, like Debo does. And I was just like, man, like I feel like you added the same dude.
I can see even that with him. If Debo was to play, obviously he's gonna play. If he plays running back or whatever, I see kind of the same thing with them having Austin Eckler this year. Like him being a receiving back, more of a power, somewhat bigger back.
Yeah. So it's like,
the receiving
so
game.
it's like I see the positive of it, but how much of Debo is actually left?
That too.
So I don't know how good that move really is, but they did add some weapons. So from face value, that looks like a really good move to me. All right. So then we move on to the Falcons, man. The Falcons went heavy on defense, man, and I like it. I like these two dudes. I like Jalen Walker and I like James Pierce Jr. Right. So caution through Pierce Jr. because they they were saying that he had a lot of character issues, right? He kind of sandbagged this year because he knew he was going first round, right? So everybody's kind of it's kind of looking at it like, oh man, if he hits, then he'll be good. But then it's kind of like he's so athletic, man. Like so athletic to the point where you just can't miss out on. Because if somebody else get him, then you're gonna be like, damn,
You got to deal.
we should have got him, right? So the fact that they not only drafted Walker, right, who obviously was really good, right? You draft Pierce, that's a duo that could do damage in the NFC South, bro.
Didn't they play together or no?
Nah, they both SEC dudes. So Jalen Walker went to Georgia and Pierce went to Tennessee. So if you've seen on College Football 25, Pierce was like one of the best players on the game, like 99. So like he was hella good. So like he got a talent. So I'm excited to see what they can do because I see the potential that they could do. Like you remember Vic Beasley?
Mm-hmm.
They basically got two Vic Beasleys. And Vic Beasley in 2016 was the best defensive player in the league at the time, bro. Like 20, like he had like 16 sacks, bro. Like he was athletic and everything. Now he ended up falling off after that. But having two Vic Beasleys is better than one. Remember that. So the Cardinals add Sweat, which helps them out a lot.
I was wondering who that was.
Yeah,
Josh Sweat.
Yeah, so Josh Sweat is coming off of a Super Bowl win with the Eagles. And then the Cardinals are brewing. They're brewing a little bit. You know, like they got the quarterback, obviously, Kyler Murray, that they want, right? Because if they didn't, they would have got rid of him.
Right.
So you got Marvin Harrison Jr., right? You pick up some good defensive players like Sweat.
They got Baron Brown on the other side too from the Broncos.
Yep. Then you pick up an old friend in Calais Campbell, who may not.
Got Calais Campbell.
Yeah, Calais Campbell came back to the Cardinals after years away, so he's not gonna be the pass rusher that he once was, but just stick him in the middle, you got yourself a pretty good player. They picked up Will Johnson in the draft. Steal, by the way.
Yes.
Draft steal, by the way.
Forgot about that.
Yeah, draft steal, by the way. And then they picked up Walter Nolan, who is one of, if not the most underrated defensive lineman in the draft. Like, yeah, people say, oh man, you got Mason Graham or whatever. But Walter Nolan should have been probably the first player taken. You know, so that's all I'm saying. I thought he was really good. So let's see. Nah, I appreciate it. I appreciate it, man. I appreciate it, or whoever you are. I appreciate it. Like I said, we work a lot hard on the channel, man. So we appreciate the love. I see that Smooth says Cardinals always give us hope for Kyler just to regress in the second half. I mean, all right.
It's been like that for a couple.
It has, and that's fair. That is fair, that is so fair to say. But I don't know, man. I think this would be different this year. I think it'd be different because now they actually seem like they want to win. It seemed like they were just trying to hold their head above water the last few years. We're just like, well, we'll draft Marvin Harrison, right? But then we'll tread water. We'll do things like get DeAndre Hopkins, but not add nothing else. You know what I'm saying? So now I feel like they really want to win. So that's pretty interesting. But now when I look at the Bears, right, as we look at these moves, the teardown is complete for the Bears. It's complete. Like you was trying to erase all of the Matt Nagy era, which wasn't as bad as people think. Wasn't as bad. I thought he should have kept his job because he was the best coach they had since Lovie Smith, right? So they went through everybody: Mark Trestman, John Fox, obviously Matt Nagy, and Elbrus. Like they've been through so many, right? Mm-hmm. But it felt like they were trying to strip the team bare, right? Start over, right? Started with Caleb Williams, okay? That's your quarterback for the future. That's where we're gonna start, right? All right, now Elbrus obviously isn't the guy. We need an offensive guy. So you go out and get Ben Johnson, right? From the Lions, offensive coordinator, now the head coach. So you're fixing your offense almost schematically.
Right.
Right. Justin Fields was good, but I don't think they understood how to use him correctly. Right. And the team was horrible as well. So you can't not know what you're doing with your quarterback and have a bad team. Now it's like, that's just horrible either way around. So now we establish Caleb Williams. We establish a coach that's going to probably squeeze every amount of juice he has out of him, right? You added running back knowledge, right? With I want to say Eric Bieniemy. He's a coach on the staff now. So now he's a former running back, NFL, all of that, right? So he's going to help out a lot. You still got, I want to say, and one of the Emmons brothers is on that team. One of them. He played like middle linebacker or something.
Yeah, I think,
I don't know. It's like three of them. But I don't know which one it is. But he's really good. They got, I want to say, one of the best corners, and Jalen Johnson, I want to say, is still on there. I think that's his name.
Number one.
Yeah, so he's good. So
he's nice. I like him.
So then in the draft, right, you just continue to build on what it is.
That tight end, Colston.
Coastal Leveler, yeah.
Bro.
So then you end up getting a Mizzou product. Goddamn. Oh man, I can't remember. I can't believe I'm missing his name, bro. Oh man.
Talk about that, Tap.
Nah, Mizzou receiver.
Luther
Bird, yeah.
Oh, I forgot about Luther. Oh my god.
Yeah, that's why I was thinking. I'm like, bro.
I'm thinking of the tight end. They straight got him too.
Yeah, so they did good in the draft for real, man. And I think I didn't see a lot out of Romeo Dunze last season, right? So I think
it's a lot to add to that now. And then they got I think Trey Smith from the Chiefs. So they added to their O-line too. Or Joe Thuney, one of them.
Joe Thuney, I think that's the one. I think so. I think Trey Smith, he got the franchise tag. So he got like one more year. But he gonna get paid though. He gonna get paid next year. Because I don't see them doing 2 years of franchise tag. That's not smart. If the Panthers didn't do that for Julius Peppers, I don't think anybody should do that shit, to be honest with you. So, but yeah, so the teardown is complete, man. I think now they can start really focus on building up their team, So, see that Smooth says the Thanksgiving blunder from Elbrus might be the most deserving firing at all. In Urban Meyer Jags level. I know, man. Urban Meyer was terrible for the Jaguars, bro. He had like 4 years on his contract and didn't even last the whole season.
Damn.
So Urban Meyer was trash, bro. So, but Elbris, after they lost that game, I want to say to the Commanders, that was it. That was it. I was like, yo, nah, y'all had the game. All you had to do was just knock the ball down. That's preparation, people, and they struggle with that. So, but nonetheless, man, we're gonna get into these coaches next. I think that's the move. Yeah. So we're gonna get into these coaches next, but we're gonna run a quick commercial break, man. And then, we'll be right back. And everything, man. I'm gonna get my ass whooped on Madden though.
26 come out tomorrow, man. For the pre-order, early access.
Yeah, bruh. I'm gonna be on that thing. Y'all already know we game stream, so I'm already ready for it, man. But we back on the football frame of mind, man, on this beautiful Sunday evening, man. So now we're gonna transition into the coaches, right? So let me know if I'm messing up here, Kendall. Let me know. Sean McVay, Nick Sirianni, and Dan Campbell. Or those are top coaches in the NFC right now.
For sure.
Ari Dalla. Me too. Me too. Hey, what as Kendall's pondering this, what's your game system? See that smooth? Your Xbox or PlayStation? I think it's cross-platform, but what's your game?
No, but yeah, he's got to be the top coach.
Yeah.
Who would you even replace out this list? PS5, man.
I think we can still do some stuff, man. So, and we can run like a head-to-head somehow. We'll figure it out.
Yeah, y'all can.
So we gonna do that. We definitely gonna have to do that. But if I had to replace somebody, man,
It had to be Dan Campbell.
it would be your boy. It would be Sean McVay, man.
Mm-hmm.
Only because after that Super Bowl, it ain't really done nothing, right? But I can't realistically replace him because he does have a Super Bowl, and that's a big deal. Nick Sirianni has been to the last 2 Super Bowls, right? And Dan Campbell has got Detroit in a place they ain't been since the 80s.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So that's why I can't really change nothing. Everybody else is either figuring it out or on the cusp of figuring it out or on the cusp of getting fired. So there's a couple guys on that list, man.
Who's
So
honorable mention?
I think I remember be Dan Quinn from Commanders.
Oh, I'm sure.
Yeah, he was with the Falcons at one time. He was. But he's with the Commanders now.
They actually got our old defensive coordinator, Raheem Morris, now, right?
He's with the Falcons.
Yeah, that's what I was talking about.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So she ain't in here. Anyway, I don't think I replace anybody, bro. I think we good at the top 3. I think so.
Yeah, I don't
know.
I can see you replacing McVay currently over Campbell, but they got rings compared to Campbell, man.
See,
you can't.
See, I was thinking that too. See that Smooth when I was making this, right? When I was making this whole thing, I was like, Kyle Shanahan has been in 2 Super Bowls, right? But even the Super Bowl he went to as an offensive coordinator with the Falcons that they lost, right? They all have lost the same way.
Choking, man.
Choking. And I'm like, I can't have you in the top coaches, man. If you're just choking away the biggest game of your life multiple times.
Mm-hmm.
Like the same way. They were winning in the Super Bowl when he was offensive coordinator. Falcons and Patriots. Right? He was winning that. Patriots walked them down and won in overtime. Then the 2 ones you had with the Chiefs, you was winning both games. And messed it up, man. And you could blame it on Jimmy G or whatever, but you had a different quarterback the second time and still choked it away the same way.
Yeah. Man.
So that's the tough part for me to put him in the tops. He's earned it because they've been really good. But considering the fact that not only have the Niners made bad decisions on the field, they've made bad decisions drafted too. Like you have the opportunity to get yourself a deep threat, right? Yeah, I get it. You might not have taken Devontae Smith that year, 3rd overall, but damn it, you should at least considered it instead of taking Trey Lance, who ain't did nothing for nothing.
How was he coming out of college?
Who, Trey Lance? Like 21, 22, something like that.
No, I said, how was he? Like, he was nice?
Oh, how was he? Yeah. I mean, he only played like 1 year because they FCS season was like canceled because of COVID. But so you only had 1 season to really see him play. But it was dynamic though. Like it was. Look, it's been plenty of players be drafted off of 1 good season. That's one. That's all you need. Chad Johnson literally had 1 good season at Oregon State, and he got drafted 2nd round. So all you need is 1. That's it. So I get it. What's good? What's good, pitch grid? Yep. All right, but that's the top NFC coaches. But I don't think I can change anything there. But
I had thought about Shanahan. Y'all don't know my dad's a big Niners fan, so we talk about this all the time. But
yeah, man. So but these are the coaches in good standing, right? A good season only helps them, and a bad season doesn't hurt them at all, right? So these are your good standings, right? So on the screen, we got Dan Quinn of the Commanders, Todd Bowles of the Buccaneers, Mike McDonald of the Seahawks, Kevin McConnell of the Vikings, Kyle Shanahan of the 49ers, and Matt LaFleur of the Packers. All right, this is your coaches in good standing, right? Did I miss anything? Mm-hmm. Like I said, good season only helps them. Bad season doesn't hurt them. So what you think? I agree, Pitch Grid. Todd Bowles is underrated, and he's been an underrated coach for a long time because people forget he was the coach of the Jets, and they won a lot of games. They won like maybe 10 games 1 year, and I don't know who made the decision, but they kept Fitzpatrick when they probably should have moved on because he had a good season, but then the next season wasn't very good. So it's like, maybe we should have moved on then instead of waiting. Now it makes him look like, oh, he's not coaching very well. And that's actually not true. Because then they got Adam Gase who did nothing. And then Robert Saleh got there who was fixing the offense. The defense was really good though.
Yeah.
And that's what his specialty was.
I hate he went back to, man.
And they got rid of him, I guess, because they believed in Aaron Rodgers or something, like something stupid. And it might have been like, I hate to bring up like race and all that, but because he was, I forgot his nationality, but he's like Middle Eastern. It's like Pakistan, something like that, right? And I feel like sometimes that stuff gets in there and they start thinking about football. Because you can't tell me the Jets didn't have a good defense. You got Sauce on the outside.
Oh, yeah, man.
Come on, man. You got Sauce on the outside.
You got both the brothers on the team, man.
Then you got Quentin Williams in the middle.
Yeah, bro.
Yeah, so, I mean, you got talent, right? You know, that's why that's why people were thinking that you add Aaron Rodgers to that situation and it works. But you got to understand that Aaron Rodgers isn't the quarterback he used to be. And the reason why he's not in Green Bay is because he's a little bit of an asshole, right? Yeah, that's fine. Players are assholes. But at the same time, he was living beyond his means, right? Oh, I'm good. Yeah, individually, you're a great player. But team-wise, look at the teams you've had and how many Super Bowls you should have.
Mm-hmm.
You only got one, right? Yeah, it's a lot of things that go right for people to win multiple Super Bowls, right? But you can't tell me he shouldn't have at least 3 because the Packers have really good teams.
They've been good my whole life. For real, I feel like I don't remember a time that I haven't been we played the Packers. I ain't been worried.
Yeah, man, like they've been really, really good, man. And you know, you can't just add him to the Jets and think like, oh, well, it's gonna work when you already got a good nucleus on the team. All it takes is one bad sell, and guess what? You got a cold. You know what I'm saying? So that's my whole thing about that, man. So Todd Bowles definitely got the shaft in New York, man. But I'm glad, you know, he was on Bruce Arians' staff, and he got the call to be the head coach, man, because he really deserves it, man. And Kevin O'Connell has made every quarterback.
Shout out Kevin O'Connell, man.
Yeah, he's good. He's a really good dude. He basically saved Sam Darnold. Y'all remember all season last year, I was talking about the Darnold train, right? Well, the Darnold train got paid, and he left town. So, like, he wouldn't have been. He probably wouldn't have been that good without a coach that believed in him. And I felt like he should have stayed, but I also feel like the Vikings were trying to move on to the quarterback that they drafted.
Right. Yeah.
So McCarthy should be the starter, man. I don't think he has much competition this year.
Who else they have?
I looked at it last night, man. It ain't nobody that's really gonna test him. So it's really his job to lose.
He had a year to just sit on the bench, man. Just take notes and learn.
Yeah. Well, Pitch Greer says Bowles has been excellent. Yep. Excellent, man. Like his offensive coordinator just got the Jaguars job. So we went crazy into that last time. But we'll get into that when we do the AFC. But like that was crazy. Yeah, man, delegating, dog. Like it's a good trait to have, man. You can't do everything. Like, you know, and I think like when I think of Bruce Arians, I think about, you know, he was the coach for the Colts, he was the coach for the Cardinals, and then the Bucks as well. He's been on the Steelers as offensive coordinator, but he had been coaching for a long time, right? But he said what burnt him out in the 80s was doing everything. And that was college, right? So recruiting, training staff, all of that. Trying to get your offensive, defensive coordinators all together. So he's like, I was burnt out and I couldn't do it, right? But once he got to the point where he got an opportunity to coach in the NFL, he started delegating. You know what I'm saying? Delegating this, delegating that. You know what I'm saying? Scouting department. Let them run them. Let you run you. You know what I'm saying? Almost take the CEO approach. Like I'm not hands on with anything for real, right? I can step in and do this, but I want y'all to learn. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes the only way you learn is hands on by yourself, right? But your teacher's right there helping you along the way. So that's why I like Bruce Arians so much, man, because he really loves his players and it don't matter. He loves his coaches the same too. And the fact that, he would really, make them not miss family things. You know what I'm saying? I love that. Hey, we're gonna be good. You go to that graduation. You know what I'm saying? You go, don't miss none of that. So that's why I fucks with Bruce Arians, man. A lot of coaches be like, nah, you ain't going. You ain't going. You know what I'm saying?
Man.
So yeah, man. And then yeah, I think McCarthy's good too, man. I think that hurt as we talking NFC. Obviously, the Cowboys have a new coach, right? We get into that a little bit, but I also think that when you have a coach like McCarthy who's won a Super Bowl, right? Um, and he was good at delegating, but why the Cowboys situation didn't work is because you got an owner that don't let you delegate nothing. You don't let him delegate nothing. You always stepping in. Nah, man, I don't. Nah, man, I'm paying for the team, so I think he should start.
Yeah, man.
Like, yo, get your old ass out of here. You know what I'm saying? So that's why it didn't work. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, they got countless weapons. You know what I'm saying? The Rams destroyed that offensive line. Yeah, yeah, yeah. They got some weapons. He missed Hawkinson. Yeah, I thought that trade was crazy. I was like, why you trade him in division from the Lions to the Vikings, bro? You don't never do that. You don't try to make them better. And now he made them better. But they did.
He changed to the rivals too, man.
Yeah, that was a bad trade in my opinion.
TJ Hawkinson, nice.
And don't get me wrong, I like Laporta, but Hawkinson, I think a little better, bro. Just saying. But nonetheless, man, did I hit on any of these?
Oh yeah, for sure. Oh yeah. I agree with all these. I don't really. I was really listening to what you were saying about Bruce Arians and Todd Bowles because I'm not really tapped in with Todd Bowles for real. But
yeah, Todd Bowles, cold man. But like I said, I like Dan Quinn getting another job, man. I think he's done real good. Just keep on building with the Commanders. That's good. Mike McDonald, obviously Seahawks, he just got there, so they ain't gonna fire him because they won like 10 games last year. They was really good. So like it's not that crazy, right? Kyle Shanahan earned the right to at least try to fix the ship a little, then Matt LaFleur seems to be having Jordan Love on a really high trajectory. Like he's played really good last season and the season before too, when they beat up on Dallas in the playoff game. So
yeah.
So like that came out of nowhere. So like I think he's in a good spot, man. In a good spot. But let's get into the coaches that must improve
Let's improve. Let's see.
Or are they gonna get shafted, man? So everybody's not like the other, right? So when you look at these coaches, we got
situations.
We got Raheem Morris, Falcons. We got Jonathan Gannon with the Cardinals. We got Brian Daboll and with the Giants, and we got Dave Canales from the Panthers, right? And I mean, yeah, but Hawkinson different, bro. Laporta's good too, but Hawkinson was different, bro. Different. So, but when we get to Raheem Morris, man, so the reason why I say he must improve is because now you ain't got Kirk Cousins, right? Well, you still do, but everything seems to be focused on Michael Penix Jr.
Man.
Yeah, left-handed quarterback, Michael Penix, second in the Heisman in college, man. Really good quarterback, right? He's an older, sort of young player, being like 25, 26 or something.
Yeah, he is.
So he's not your average young quarterback. He's willing to sit down and learn how to play the position, right? So everything seems to be pointing to him being the starting quarterback moving forward. And they added some stuff on defense, as we talked about. They've added some stuff on offense, right? You're thinking, now we can use Kyle Pitts correctly because he's really good. He's really fast. I don't think anybody should be covering him one-on-one. But if you turn him into a blocker, you're really nerfing the fact that he's
That's not what you drafted him for.
Yeah, that's not what you drafted him
You didn't
for.
watch film and think about blocking, bro.
Not at all. Not at all. So that's my thing. So for him, offensively, they have to take another step forward.
Yeah, I can see that.
They have to.
How long he been there for?
Like a year, 2 years now, 1 year, 1 year, something like that. So like he's got time. It's not, you know what I'm saying? It's not like, oh man, it's crazy important. But a bad year starts to bring into question, are you the guy or not? They just went through like 3-4 years of Arthur Smith. So, it's like, oh man, did we really draft the right guy or did we not put the right pieces around the other guy? So that's my whole thing. So I think it's a good spot. But I don't know. Let's see the Panthers. Yeah, man. We get into that a bit. The Panthers and their whole situation. We get that a bit. Because that's another rabbit hole. But yeah, Morris is going in a year too. But Jonathan Gannon, the next guy, right? Not somebody I'm familiar with.
Me being a Rams fan, I ain't gonna lie. I didn't even know his name. But I recognize the face. I ain't gonna lie. But
yeah, I wasn't too knowledgeable about his game, man. But he's a defensive coach by nature. And it's a weird situation that the Cardinals are in because they made some moves to make a step in the division. Right? You added some defensive help, added some line help. I mean, you still got Michael Penix. Not Michael Penix. Still got. That's what I'm thinking. I'm thinking about Michael Penix. I'm thinking about
Kyle.
Yeah, I'm thinking about how good Penix is gonna be next year, man. But nonetheless, Kyler Murray, you seem to believe in him, so they haven't been terrible. Like the Cardinals haven't been like ass. So there might be a path for them to make the playoffs if they steal some games.
Yeah.
But I don't know for real. But I think improving just helps this opportunity of keeping the job. Because they already been through a couple coaches, man. So it's time to, like, hey, sink or swim. We got you some weapons. So now let's see if you can use them, So I'll be cool. Now, the hottest of the hottest seats on this list. Like I try to be nice and not use the word hot seat. But if there was a hot seat tab, Brian Daboll would be there. Okay. Daniel Jones and Saquon Barkley led them to the playoffs for the first time in a long time. And that was like 2 years ago, right? So Saquon is now in Philly after a 2,000-yard season. Who should you have paid? Seemed like you should have paid Saquon over Daniel Jones anyway. But they chose to pay Daniel Jones, and now they got rid of Daniel Jones, So now you got this crazy quarterback room where you got Jameis Winston in all of his glory. All of his glory. And you got Russell Wilson and all of his glory. and then you draft a quarterback in Jackson Dart, throwing him into this pot of glory. So he's supposed to learn from two polar opposite guys. And like, oh, I'm going to play the game like this. So like they just really fucked up that whole scenario, man. I was thinking the Giants should have Dayball's a good coach. He is. And then see that's Bull J. Actually, that might not be the bad situation that you think.
Man, I cannot see James.
It might not be that bad,
I cannot
man.
see
All I'm saying, Kendall, just wait and see. It's not as bad as you think, man. It's not as bad as you think. But but Dayball has the Giants are delusional. They are, okay.
I do not see him starting over Russell
I'm
Wilson, bro.
just saying it's not that far from a possibility, man. Look, if Russ get in there talking all this spiritual shit, and then the team like, man, we ain't fucking with this dude. We want Jameis to start. I promise you, it's gonna be a bigger conversation than you think.
Bro, Jameis is a comedian, bro.
Bad man. I'm just saying, man. Yeah, Jameis might not be as good as you like think if you're comparing him to like Patrick Mahomes or Josh Allen or something like that. If you're talking about being that good, no. But if you're talking about him stepping into a role like a Geno Smith did, right?
Okay, yeah, I can see.
Like that's not bad. That gets you to the playoffs if you right, you know. So that's the whole thing. And I mean, Russ didn't play bad last year. Got Pittsburgh to the playoffs, right? So if you are Dayball, you gotta get your job. You gotta do this is your job on the line. So picking the wrong quarterback,
yeah,
you done. And you might not be there to the season end. That's how crazy this situation is, man. I mean, look, yeah, you can take Russ 10 out of 10 times. That's fine. But I'm just saying, Jameis was not terrible with the Browns at the end of last season. Right? He wasn't terrible when he was with the Saints, taking over for Drew Brees. Like he wasn't terrible. And
but he ain't what you looking for.
I mean, shit, neither I don't even know if they know what they looking for.
Yeah.
To be honest with you. Because you got two quarterbacks with enough tread on the tires to say they can play like 2 or 3 more years, but then you draft Jackson Dart first round. Makes no fucking sense to me.
Damn,
Makes no fucking sense.
What type of deals they got on Russ?
I think they both signed for like 1 year deals. I think they both was 1 year. So I don't know. And they are gonna rely heavily on defense, and they had a 1,000-yard rusher last year too. So I mean, there's some success that they could have in this division. And I can't forget, I forgot they drafted Abdul Carter, top 5. So, like, you got a serious pass rush combo, man. Burns, Thibodeau, Carter, and Dexter Lawrence. You could really fuck up some games.
Yeah.
Up front. Like, just make if you're gonna win, say you win 9 games, right? Say the Giants win 9 games. In those 9 games, they gotta ugly the fuck up the game, bro. We stopping y'all run, so y'all not going too fast, right? We getting after your quarterback constantly, you know what I'm saying? Then we just score a little bit here, score a little bit here, you know? Like, come on, man. Jameis with my job on the line.
He ain't fucking with Jameis.
He ain't fucking with Jameis at all, man. You know, he didn't even like my take during draft season when I was like, man, Jalen Milroe could go first round, right? I spoke on it so eloquently, man. I could have sold ice to an Eskimo. That's how good I spilled that. He wasn't fucking with it at all. He was like, no. But then we get into Dave Canales, man. So tough spot to be in, replacing Frank Reich, who was fired mid-season. It just didn't go right, you know, from the jump. You know, I think Frank Reich wanted CJ Stroud, which I understood. Because he was the pro-ready quarterback of the two, right? Or of Bryce Young or whatever, right? So those were the guys, right? So it's like, all right, you know, it's not a bad take. It's not. Watch him succeed this season.
Don't say that, man.
Watch him succeed. Watch Jalen Vero succeed, bro.
Of course, I didn't think the Rams were gonna get him, but I didn't want him coming to the NFC West. Like, why he got to come to the West? I don't want to deal with him. That type of a player, man. Type of a threat.
Man, he gonna be the NFC West version of Taysom Hill.
See, man, I ain't trying to deal with that, bro.
They gonna have so many packages for dude, man. It's gonna be ridiculous.
Literally, bro.
Yeah. Who's this new guy?
All right.
That's not nice. That's not nice. That's not nice. But I appreciate the like. That is my wife, Jerry, always chiming in with some BS. No, but Dave Canales, man, he finally got Bryce playing the way he was supposed to, and I feel like, like, trust me, little bro.
I hope so, man. I hope so.
I'm just saying, y'all wildin' if y'all think,
so.
But like I said, Dave Canales, man, he finally got Bryce playing. It seemed like those 2 games that Bryce was benched, he played. He got.
Wasn't it Andy Dalton?
Yeah, he got benched for Andy Dalton, and it just seemed like it woke him up, you know. And he played really well down the stretch. They added some weapons, so now I feel like they've kind of wiped the stench off a little bit, you know, going like 1-15 or something like that. So it feels like, you know, they're heading in the right direction, right? So a bad season would definitely hurt the Panthers, but not as much as you think, because they're still trying to put the pieces together, right? But I do think you're gonna see them steal some games this year, man. Steal some, man, because their defense is okay. So be interested to see. So yeah. But let's see. Man, I'm just saying, Taysom Hill playing like 10 years now. So he clearly ain't that bad. That the Saints paid him to be a Swiss Army knife. Yeah. Block, run, catch, routes. I mean, their receiver room isn't great, but I mean, it's a start. It's a start, man. Shit, man. Bryce, I remember Bryce played the Saints. And he hiked the ball, and there was 7 people in the backfield waiting to grab him. Okay, that's not okay. You can't even throw to no receivers when you had DJ Moore. So, but no. But all right, welcome to the big leagues, man. Kellen Moore, Saints, Brian Schottenheimer, Cowboys, and Ben Johnson for the Chicago Bears. These are 2 new coaches getting ready to expand their horizon, man. They tackling the job of an NFL head coach for the first time. And out of these guys, man, who do you think is going to be the most successful, man?
I don't know about these other 2. Yeah, I ain't really heard the names of them, but Ben Johnson, that's what I'm looking at.
Well, that would be a right choice, Kendall. That would be the right choice because Ben Johnson has an opportunity to really fix the Bears, man. You know, the Bears, I want to say, don't have like a 4,000-yard passer in the history of their team. I think that's the record. They don't have one. And the Bears been a team since like 1920 something. No 4,000-yard passer. Not Jay Cutler. Not Mitchell Trubisky. Justin Fields, no. So, believe me, Caleb Williams about to go over 4,000. Like a lot. He about to throw that ball.
Yeah, that's a lot of.
That's one thing. Jared Goff threw the ball. That's one thing he can do. He can throw that thing. And once you let him throw it, now you see how good he is. Caleb Williams about to throw that ball, man, and throw that ball a lot. And hey, he gonna love that shit. You know. Let me see. Let's see. Old man Thielen. Yeah.
I knew Renfro went to the Panthers. I had a feeling.
Yeah, he signed back with them. Or signed with
He
them.
got tired of that trash stuff.
Yeah, he's like, bro, I catch footballs for a living, bro. I'm not doing this anymore, bro. Nah, they ain't done nothing since they messed over Lovey. That is true. But this is probably the best opportunity they have to get better. So and I don't think so. When I get into Brian Schottenheimer, I don't really know. I don't know. It depends
What
on
history does he have?
So Brian Schottenheimer was offensive coordinator for the St. Louis Rams at one time. I believe he's the son of old football coach Marty Schottenheimer. Lot of wins, whole lot of wins. Marty Schottenheimer was so good, man. He just didn't win a Super Bowl, but damn it, he had some good teams. They were physical and they ran the ball well. That's one thing. So that's why I don't know if this is a fit, because he comes from a physical run type team. And you just paid Dak is the highest paid quarterback in the league. Is he really gonna not throw the ball? I gotta get a return on my investment.
And then CD, bro.
Yeah, I gotta get a return on my investment.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? Sure, you're gonna earn all these M's we just gave you. I don't care how many interceptions you throw, you gonna play.
Then CD, you know what I'm saying? You gotta feed CD.
You know what I'm saying? So like you gonna have to run the ball. You're gonna have to pass. We ain't running at all. We good. We gonna throw this ball. Dak gonna earn this paycheck, and they gonna be like 8-9. Like that's what they gonna be. Like they didn't do nothing on defense and free agency. They didn't do nothing on offense for real. I mean, you did keep Turpin, which is a crazy good move. You should have done that.
Yeah, he just got arrested, bro.
Yeah, he did, but he's a fast dude. So guess what? He's going fast. Okay. So, but nah, man. But the toughest job,
man, I've been saying this since his second year. I had a feeling that he wasn't going. I don't think he's gonna resign, bro.
Nah, they're gonna have to. They got
too much to worry about.
Yeah, they're gonna have to. I don't know, but whatever. Jerry Jones, this is correct. See that smooth. As long as Jerry Jones has control over the franchise, the shit is done. It's over with. But the toughest job out of anybody is Kellen Moore. I mean, we all know that Shedeur Sanders should have went with their first pick. I want to say 10th overall, something like that. But they chose offensive lineman, man. That's cool. Right? I mean, right, whatever. But you also had a chance to pick him in the second round, and you chose to pick somebody else. I shout out to Tyler Schultz or whatever his name is. Cool quarterback, but he ain't Shedeur Sanders. Let's just say that. So we'll see.
You want to sign there, but they're playing around.
Well, I mean, because they negotiate, man. They gonna take this to the next hour or last hour, like they did Dak Prescott, and it's gonna be over, bro. They gonna pay him a bunch of money, and they gonna have all their money tied up in 3 people: Dak, CD, and then Micah. That's it. Like it never fails. And then they're gonna try to find them a running back, and they're gonna try to recreate the triplets again, like they did when they had Dak, Zeke, and Dez Bryant. They tried to create the triplets again. That's Aikman, that's Emmitt Smith, and Michael Irvin. Okay, he trying to do that again so he can feel like, well, I didn't fuck up the Jimmy Johnson situation, which he did. So that's all it is. He trying to win so he can say, well, I won without Jimmy Johnson. Well, you probably wouldn't have won without Jimmy Johnson anyway. So, whatever, man. That's one thing about Jerry Jones, Brandon. He is a brilliant capitalist. He will find a way.
He will.
He will find a way. He will shrink somebody's salary, turn it into a signing bonus, shift everything. whoever his son is, he been running that salary cap business for a long time, and he will figure out a way to get Micah Parsons paid, bro.
Let me think. Super Bowl VHS tapes.
Yeah, yeah. They ain't got no choice, bro. Better watch NFL films.
And my friends ain't never seen their team in the Super Bowl in their life be talking so crazy. Like it be insane how much they be talking.
Man,
They ain't never seen their team. They ain't never watched their team playing the Super Bowl live. Like they ain't never seen their team win.
I done did it twice. Did it twice.
One time.
Actually, let's see. The Ravens, that's like 2000, and then the Rams, that's 99. So that's 1, 2, and then the Ravens again, and then the Rams in 01. And then I stopped being a fan. But I'll take that Super Bowl though. I'll take that Super Bowl though. All right, man. So I think that's it for the coaches, man. Now we get into the real team. But we're gonna take a quick commercial break, man. And be right back, man. Because we go deep dive. Be right back, man. Let's run this one. You gonna like this. Hey man, I don't care. I'm on this Darnold train. I'm riding with Darnold.
You ride with the Vikings?
I'm riding with the Vikings, man.
Oh man.
I'm riding with the Vikings, man.
This shit. It wasn't on Monday night?
No, that was just a Sunday night game, man. Not Sunday night game. That was just a regular game. Okay. Yeah. So we read that commercial, man. It got some hits, bro. The Darnold train. People was like, man, what is the Darnold train, bro? It's Sam Darnold. And everybody was like, oh, man, Sam Darnold ain't that good, all right? Yeah, he didn't win no playoff game. But you can't tell me that he ain't balling the fuck out last season, bro. He was balling out, okay? So I was like, yo, I'm riding with Darnold wherever he go. So now he in Seattle. We'll see how it go. I don't know. But we'll see. Let's see. Being a Cowboys fan is a disease. Yeah, there's no cure for that. No cure for that, man. Still bad for the Cowboys fans. Yeah, it's been rough, man. They had some good teams too. That's the thing. They had some really good Super Bowl winning teams if they would have got it together, bro. But that's just what it is, bro. All right, but nonetheless, all right, let's start this breakdown right, man. We do it as yeah, I wasn't happy, but I was like, shoot, he's still gonna get paid though. Had he went all the way to the Super Bowl, the contract would have been astronomical. So they're really glad that he probably didn't go all the way to the Super Bowl because they would have had to pay him a lot more.
Yeah, that makes the situation. That makes the Vikings QB room weird, man.
Yeah, they ain't really got nobody. I'll just tell you that right now. All right, so we break it down into division, right? So NFC East, South, North, all that, right? So, but we start off with the champion of the conference, right? That division. So the Eagles obviously won the Super Bowl in dominating fashion, bro. We talk about beating ass, belt to ass. Ain't that what y'all say nowadays? Yeah. Belt to ass, right? So, coming into this season, man, they made a lot of moves, man. So
what they lose though?
So they ended up losing Sweat. Okay. They lost somebody to the Patriots, Milton something. They lost him. They lost Sweat. And I don't know how good linebacker. I forgot he tore his knee up in the playoffs. I forgot his name. He's from Georgia too, by the way. But I don't know. But he tore his leg up, man. So then they added
Nolan Smith?
No, Nolan Smith's good. He's good. He's gonna be on the team. That's another good player from Georgia, by the way. But they added Jahad Campbell. So whoever Nakobe Dean.
Oh, okay.
So yeah, Nakobe Dean tore his knee up in the playoffs, man. So he missed the Super Bowl and everything. But if they can put those two with Zach Bond, you got yourself a crazy ass. I know. I just said they lost him. I know they lost him. But like I said, they gained a bunch of dudes, man. They traded Gardner.
Yeah, man, because this is a Super Bowl champion, man. This team look like it's getting better, bro.
It is. They resigned Saquon, Lane Johnson, who's one of the best tackles in the game. Jurgens, they gave him a big deal. They I want to say that's the 5th-year option they picked up on Jordan Davis, who I think is probably going to get either extended or traded because you can't keep everybody, right? So that's the thing.
You got to trade that, man.
Yeah, man. So they picked up a lot, man. They picked up AJ Dillon.
I know that.
You know what I'm saying? So like that's Adoree Jackson. That's another corner. You got Turner too.
Nigga, that linebacker from Giants, he was nice, right?
Yeah, Ojulari. Yep, he's one of the best. You know what I'm saying? So one of the best hidden gems out there. You know, Keelan Robinson, he got a 1-year deal. Terrence Marshall. You know, so like you're adding some serious firepower. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, I'm excited about Jahai Campbell too. Like, I think he's going to be good. And Howie Roseman had them dudes scared to trade with him. He's like, well, he's like, they won't return my calls. Like, nah, dude, anybody trading with you? you be finding diamonds in the rough, man. We giving you somebody you know already how good he going to be. You just waiting on somebody to be a stupid trade partner. And just like, oh, you gonna give me Saquon? Or you gonna let me sign Saquon for this? Oh, of course. I'll let you do that. Man. But expect the Eagles to be one of the best teams in the league, probably winning this division by at least a couple games. At least. Although the Commanders got better, the Eagles are just better. They're just better. They still got
the Eagles, man.
They still, like I said, they got Saquon. You know,
still the same super team.
Yeah, they still good. They gonna be all right. Anything less than back to the playoffs is a horrible thing. So then we go to the Commanders, man. 12-5, end up losing to said Eagles in the NFC title game, man. So it's a little tough to see the schedule or whatever, man. But I think they can win a lot of games, man. I think they get a lot of games won, man. But the key thing for them is making sure offensively they're better. That's the thing. They have to be better offensively. You gotta be able to win those games against the Eagles. You know what I'm saying? You gotta win those games against the Giants, the Cowboys. You gotta win those games because the division is tough.
They got Michael Gallup, bro.
Yeah, they got Michael Gallup, man. You know, but they picked up Laramie Tunsil and they picked up
Matt Gay. Shout out Matt Gay, Super Bowl kicker, by the way.
Yeah, so then you got Javon Kinlaw, you know, he's pretty good too. So you got some pretty good weapons that you added to this team, you know. So it should be interesting. I'm really anxious to see how they look offensively. That's my biggest thing. I think defensively, Dan Quinn will have a good staff because he's a defensive dude. But offensively, they have to continue to get better. You know, I actually don't want to see Daniels run that much. I don't want to see him run that much.
Ain't he somewhat fragile, bro? Or not?
No. He built like a skateboarder, bro. Like you fall as a skateboarder all the time.
Yeah,
he just like he built like a skateboarder. Like he fall all the time. Like, man, it's just normal, dog. Whatever. Like so, but I'd like not to see that because this is not good. I seen how RG3 was.
Texas won.
Yeah, I seen how RG3 went, and RG3 and JD5 for MVP. Maybe. I don't know, but that's your Commanders. I expect them to make the playoffs too. So they'll be probably that second team, man.
Like Cheeseburger Eddie.
That boy's still Cheeseburger Eddie, bro. What are you talking about? Just because he bulked up, he's still one cheeseburger shy of like not playing no more. So, like, yeah, he gotta chill. He gotta chill. I'm glad he didn't go to New Orleans because then he really would be on his Zion shit.
Zion.
He feeling Zion shit, man.
Then to the face of New Orleans.
Yeah, bro, tearing it all the way up. So we got the Cowboys 7-10, NFC East last year. So they didn't really do too much, man. But they did make some pretty interesting trades. All right, so Joe Milton showed a little bit with the Patriots that I could play this game, right? So that's an interesting pickup. Then you got George Pickens from the Steelers, which I personally didn't agree with. I'm like, why would you trade one receiver? Then you get DK Metcalf when you could have two crash out receivers that are ready to fight and go get the ball. And then you get Aaron Rodgers to go with that, and he nuts. So you got a nuts ass offense, right? Screams Ben Roethlisberger, Le'Veon Bell, and Antonio Brown, right? Crazy ass offense, but they got a stupid defense. So like, come on, man.
Pittsburgh, man.
So I'm like, that made no sense to me. It made no sense at all. So, but George Pickens is a Cowboy to go along with CeeDee Lamb, so that should be fun. And the nose wiping thing, first down, right? That they do, like, like whatever, like, so that should be fun. They picked up Kenneth Murray from the Titans. He's pretty good, big linebacker. Then they got Carrot Elam, who was actually pretty good. Nice.
That's a good pickup because watching I remember watching their games. Their weakest links was 25 and 27, both corners. But yeah, I like that pickup.
Yeah, so the Cowboys did some under the table good stuff, man. Nothing like
Solomon Thomas, bro.
Solomon Thomas is cool on your line because you just lost the Marcus
I didn't know they got that. Though.
Yeah, nice little deal.
Fowler,
yeah,
Jones.
Yeah, Paris Campbell, that's probably a slot receiver. Javonte Williams, like, that's a pretty cool running back. Miles Sanders, don't know how much, but I mean, they seem like they went to Aldi's instead of Walmart.
No, for real.
They went to Aldi's, they shopped real smart, they got what they needed, and now they can really cook like they need to. Miles, you get anything out of Miles Sanders, that's good. Because you got some value, right? Only 1.3 million. You sign for that. And then you got Javonte Williams. You get something out of him. That's pretty good. So yeah, they bought low. They might sell high. You know what I'm saying? So we'll see. I mean, in the draft, you did pretty good too. You got Donovan E. I don't know how to say his last name. But you end up with the defensive end from Boston College. Really good. Really good. Then Tyler Booker in the first round, so you seem like you want some toughness up front. That's what
I actually got a homeboy named Tyler Booker.
Yeah, so it's a tough name. Yeah, he ain't gonna start over Dak, bro. I'm sorry.
Hell no.
Yeah, I mean, it's good to see Milton doing his thing, but he ain't gonna get that much PT, bro. I'm telling y'all, Dak is the highest paid quarterback in the league.
It's the Cowboys, man.
He is not going to. He would have to play terrible, and they would have to lose like 6 of the first 7 for them to say, "Well, let's just go with Milton."
Yeah, man.
Nah, bro. Dak making too much money, bro. I mean, even if he wasn't,
he's not gonna get the opportunity, man.
Even if he wasn't like that much better than Milton, bro, he still wasn't gonna start. Like, he still wasn't. Like, it was a horrible. Like, they just drafted him to replace Cooper Rush. That's it.
Yeah, it ain't no Drake made Joe Milton type thing.
Yeah,
he been
like,
in.
Yeah, like
he got his bag, bro.
Like, bro, he is not starting at all,
them already.
But the Cowboys made some good moves, but I see them just missing the playoffs, bro. Just missing. I don't think they got enough. And I really think the next team is gonna make it interesting. They're gonna make it interesting, man. The Giants, dog. So yeah, you looking at the Giants like
Javon Holland, that's good.
You look at the Giants and you be like, man, they ain't really did nothing, man. They gonna be the same thing. I caution you to think a little different, okay? So yeah, Roy Robinson Harris should be maybe a good piece, right?
Debo.
But that just helps them on the defensive line, which I said will be a strength this year. They have the guys, they have the horses on the defensive line to really, really make some waves, man. And I think they're gonna be good. I think you get Abdul Carter, you know what I'm saying? You add Scatterbo, which is
Oh, I
another,
forgot about that.
so you add another good power
Man.
running back, right? Who might actually win the starting job if you consider the fact that he actually catches out of the backfield pretty well
They
too.
starting back like Gray. That's his last name.
Something like that. But he got 1,000 yards, so he gonna have a shot to keep his job and everything. I just feel like if you're gonna try to like really go all in this season, you should probably start the dude that's gonna help you in all facets, not just running. That's my whole thing. You know what I'm saying? So, like I said, you signed Jameis Winston to 2 years, right? And then you signed Russell Wilson to a bigger deal, right, for 1 year. So you got this quarterback competition, man. However y'all feel in the comment section about this whole thing, I get it. Jameis isn't the sexy pick. He's not. But at the same time, bro, like, I don't know. I mean, but as See That Smooth says, like, their schedule to start the season is brutal. You got the Commanders, you got I
It
said,
really don't get better after that.
yeah, you got the
I ain't
Commanders,
gonna lie.
you got Dallas, you got the Chiefs,
And Chargers.
right? So to really set this shit off, right, for you to have maybe a good season, you gotta steal 3 out of that 4.
Yeah, because I'm
You
looking
gotta
at these other
try
ones.
to steal. You gotta be 2-2 after this start because you got the Saints who you should beat their ass, and then you got a divisional game right after that against the Eagles, right? So my thing is, if you be 2-2 before you go to New Orleans, win that, and you 3-2 headed into the Eagles. That's a whole better spot to be in than 1-4 about to play the Eagles.
I ain't gonna lie, man. I'm looking at this schedule, bro.
What you
Like
think?
I like the new additions of what they're doing with the team, but
I
like,
do too. I just don't think they got enough.
I don't, bro. They have to after the Saints, they have the Eagles, the Broncos, Eagles, the Niners, which Niners I don't know how they're gonna be this year. They got the Bears, the Packers, the Lions, the Patriots, the Commanders, and the Vikings again, bro.
That's before the bye week. So just keep it before the bye week. So if we being honest, Dayball might not survive the first before the bye week, bro. Like they could literally, as See That Smooth said, they could be 2-15 again.
Yes.
And he's not wrong. I'm just trying to be the optimist about the situation because I personally think that, like in my Madden mind, how I would do it on defense and offense, they could really make this shit a little interesting. But it's not played on Madden, and it's real people, and real people got emotions.
They gotta
And
get
I
ugly.
and I feel like this shit about to get ugly. And I don't think the Giants like in my realistic mind, I think they're gonna be bad.
Ooh, yeah. I thought they were gonna be better than they
But-
were last year, but this schedule,
But I just don't think they got enough, man. I just don't. I've seen teams like this. See That Smooth will remember the Lions team that had Ezekiel Ansah, Sue, Kyle Vanden Bosch, and Nick Furley. That was their defensive line, right? And that defensive line was so good, but they didn't have the requisite pieces around them. The linebackers and the secondary was pretty garbage. So you can't do that and win. You know what I'm saying? You can't have just a good defensive line. You got to have the other pieces, right? And this is with Matthew Stafford too, by the way. So you got to have those pieces. So I kind of feel like that will be this team. Minus Matthew Stafford. And minus Matthew Stafford, that's kind of bad. Good pieces, just a bad team. You know what I'm saying? So,
yeah, they got
but but I think this gonna get ugly, bro. All right. So now you see your Rams. Used to be my Rams, 10-7, made the playoffs, lost to the Eagles in a good game, by the way. So let me just say my piece and I'll let you go. Right. So I think the Rams could win this division again. I would be really excited to see them do that. Right. But what I want to see is them keep Sean Dolak. All right. I don't know what your linebackers look like, but let me tell you, that motherfucker nice. Okay. I don't know how he went undrafted, but he led college football in like
tackles. Okay, yeah, I read about this. Okay, I remember his name.
I wrote about dude when I was doing my my writing articles and stuff.
Yeah.
I was like, yo, when Mizzou played Buffalo, I said this dude could change the whole game. We ended up winning because they had no quarterback, but he still had like 10 tackles. So whatever y'all do, y'all gotta find a way to keep this dude. Okay. He cold. And if he can help y'all in any way, that's just my selfish opinion. I just want to see him do it because he was balling in college. So I don't know, man. But what you thinking, man? When you see the schedule, what you thinking? You thinking 10-7 again, or can y'all do a little better?
10, not go 10-7. Let's see. Y'all
good.
And we didn't start off the season poor for the last 2 seasons. We should have been better than we should have been. So I don't think 10-7 would be that's ideal for us. We gotta be better than that.
I mean, but if it win a division, you still get a home playoff game.
Yeah, I can see us winning the division for sure by a couple games. But that's if we play. That's if our shit is together.
Well, I mean, I can see y'all beating. I can see y'all.
Now let me see. Texans, yes. Eagles, that's something. Colts, yes.
You ain't winning week 6, I know that. Whooping that ass. Ain't y'all on the road? We whooping that ass.
We lost 30. We lost 31-37, I think. Last time we played, and I think we were
Ravens.
Mm-hmm. Oh. It was, I think, the Wallace nigga punt return touchdown right before the game ended. But what our defense needed was we needed somebody who could tackle, because watching the defense last year, we just had a young defense lose Aaron Donald. We didn't have our veteran, somebody who could lead the defense. We had a weak linebacker. But what you're telling me about this, as usual, all right, bro. I see 12-5, yeah.
Yeah, I'll think about 11-6. Yeah.
I can see us winning division for sure.
Yeah, I can see that. But y'all got it.
I want to see NFC Championship for this year.
That's where you're going?
That's
you going straight to the NFC title, bro?
Man.
You do know you probably got to play the Eagles. Yeah, right?
I mean, yeah.
You got to play the Eagles.
You got to. Okay, what we did last year?
What, against the Eagles?
In the playoffs. It was a good. We could have won that game if the third down right before the we were at the goal line, bro. Our fucking center or guard didn't block Jalen Carter, and it was like a third and something turned into a fourth, and it was just bad. But this could be me just being biased, but yeah, I can see us NFC Championship for sure.
All right, man. All right, you heard it here first. Kendall calling his shot. They will lose in the NFC title game to the Eagles.
Nah, man. Nah, if we lose to the Eagles again,
bro, you can't be mad. The Eagles is
you can't be mad. But
it's an Avenger squad, bro, and they all from Georgia. Like, I don't know, but I don't know. I think 11 wins. I think I can get there. I think I see 11 wins. I see 11 wins.
I want to see 11-6 minimum. 10-7 is pushing it, bro. But
all right, so right here we got the Seahawks, man. So their season.
All right, bro.
He a hater, bro. He a hater.
Cause that's literally all. That's literally all I seen was Saquon's
He a
face,
Lions
bro.
fan. He ain't never been this good for a while. So you gotta forgive him. He happy right now. He
Hey, it's
happy right
cool.
now. The history of the Lions is
It's
very, very, very dark.
We see
Okay.
y'all too, man.
So, but the Seahawks nonetheless, man, finished second in the division. I want to say, did they make the playoffs?
Nah,
I feel like they missed it.
yeah,
I
cause
feel like they missed it.
yeah, cause we had the same record and we won. It was something, but yeah, we won the spot over.
Okay.
Cause we won the first game of the season against them.
Okay. All right. So they made some moves this offseason. Of course, adding Sam Darnold, moving on from Geno Smith after a couple seasons, a pretty good play. You know, if you notice Geno wasn't starting at first, it's because he was kind of bad with the Jets.
Called him a Hall of Fame backup, man. Like he's a backup.
But he balled out with the Seattle. I want to say Supersonics so bad. Bring back the Supersonics, man. But the Seattle Seahawks, man, they did real good, man. But they picked up their quarterback, giving them $100 million for 3. They also got Cooper Kupp, Washington native, former Rams receiver. Be interested to see what he has left though, because he's been kind of hurt the last few years. But they also picked up DeMarcus Lawrence from the Cowboys. Let's see what he has left. But that should help them if he's right. They pick up Marquez Valdez Scantling from the Saints. Nice 1 year, $4 million deal. So maybe that helps them out a lot, man. But the key thing I wanted to talk about with the Seahawks, man, is their draft, man. All right. So they end up drafting Greg Zeppel. He's pretty good from North Dakota State. That was their first round. And then they go an athletic tight end, Elijah Arroyo from Miami. But Nick from South Carolina, we call him Nick E. Blew up the combine, man. He had a nice 40, had a nice vert, had a nice long jump, man. He was an athletic freak. So he should be real good for their secondary, right? Jalen Milroe is gonna add some package stuff for him as far as running the ball, maybe passing at the goal line, option plays, things like that. But he will be a factor for them this season. Be honest with you. You can't just run a 4-3 at quarterback and then not use him. Like, what's the point, right? But Robbie Oots from Alabama. Okay, let me tell you. All right, not just a fullback. My man's is like inline tight end. Like he do everything. You need some nasty on that toss sweep. You know what I'm saying? That toss power crack, whatever they call that thing. That's the guy you need on the crack back. You know what I'm saying? That's the dude you need. So
you gonna do that dirty work.
Yeah. Robbie Oos was a dirty dude, man. So all them touchdown runs you see with Jalen Milroe probably started by Robbie Oos, man. that last little block, man. But that's a big pickup, man. So I think they're gonna be fighting for the division title. I think that's fair to say. I think they'll be fighting for the division title. They added some pretty good stuff, man. But I think their success is predicated on Sam Darnold. What is he doing? Like, is he balling like he was? Because you don't have that number one like that no more. You don't have Justin Jefferson. You got JSN, but is he ready to take that next step and be like the number one guy? That's the question.
He got to prove himself this year.
Yeah, got to.
I like Jake Bobo too.
Yeah, they got some weapons. They do. But he ain't. Sam Darnold just came from having the best receiver in the league damn near. And that's Justin Jefferson. Right? Then they trade DK. So now you really don't have no number one. So what you gonna do? That's my thing. Like, that's the biggest question I have for the Seahawks, man. But they should be fighting for that division title, though. I'd be comfortable saying that. All right. So now
schedule don't look not too crazy. If you go back to their schedules now.
What's up?
I'm looking at who they're going against.
God damn. There we go.
Let me see. Cardinals and oh no, never mind.
No, I mean,
Nah, they got some comp.
They got some. I say, all right, I'll keep it before the bye week because that'll set me up for what you need. Like if you're struggling before the bye week, the bye week's not necessarily a vacation anymore or a day off or a week off. It becomes, damn, how the hell we gonna fix our season with what we got left? You know what I'm saying? So if I'm being honest, I see them beating the 49ers. I think they got enough. The Steelers, I don't know. That's interesting to me. You know, I would give them a win right now because I don't know how good Aaron Rodgers is, right? So I give them a win right now. The Saints should be a win. The Cardinals might not be a win. And then you got the Buccaneers. So you like 3-2 headed to Jacksonville, which isn't necessarily an easy game either. So you could legit be 3-4 heading into your bye week, which changes everything because you got to go to the Commanders right after that. You know, and say you lose to Arizona earlier, now they're going for the sweep.
You have to win that, bro.
Yeah, because now you're talking about
like what
tiebreaker.
What happened last year? We both 10-7, but we won. We made the playoffs because the game earlier.
Yeah, so if you're the Seahawks, you have to stack up some wins early. Best case scenario, you start the season 5-2 because you might drop the Commanders after the bye week. You might drop the Rams and the Cardinals. So at least you got a buffer with some wins. And then you got the Titans you should probably beat. Minnesota you should probably beat. And then it gets a little hairy because you got some more divisional games and you got some teams that might be out of it that's just playing with their hair on fire. That's probably Tennessee with a rookie quarterback. Then you got Atlanta, who might be still pretty good, which you might be fighting for a playoff spot.
Right.
Then you got the divisional games, the Rams and 49ers to end the season. But then you got Carolina, who, like I said, might be playing with their hair on fire. So guess what? That's in their house. You might be a playoff team. They trying to hurt your season. That's a dangerous combination. So for them to really get to fighting for the division title, they have to win.
It was a fluke? No, I don't think it was a fluke.
Nah, man, I don't think.
Situation,
yeah, that's what I was gonna say. It's a good situation, man. You gotta think. My man's was struggling from an organizational standpoint. You go with the Jets and they draft you, and you're supposed to be the guy, and they fire a bunch of coaches while you're there. You got coaches that don't know what they're doing. You know, it's surrounding you with some talent, but then not really the talent that you need. So you're still struggling, and then they fire more people, and then they fire you. And then you go to Carolina and you just trying to figure that shit out, right? And then, you know, you go to, I want to say San Francisco, and you like a backup there as well, right? But now you go to the Vikings, who technically had you slotted as a backup to McCarthy, right? So then he gets hurt. So now it's like, well, we're just gonna rock with him. And now he finally had a coach that believed in him, and he had some offensive help. He had Hawkinson, right? That's a good security blanket. And shout out Aaron Jones from the Green Bay Packers, acting like he in his 20s again. You know, I want to say almost 1,000 yards, right? So, like I said, then you got the number one receiver in football on your team.
Addison, nice too.
And Addison. So you got a good duo. So for me, I didn't know why he left because technically that was still going to be his team regardless, right? I don't know why he left because that was just a good spot to be in. You got a good defense. You got a good run game. You got a good receiver to throw to, two of them. You got a good tight end. So I felt like, man, if he
good
situation, like I didn't know why you would leave, right? I mean, I get it. You trying to cash in on them dollars, but man, I mean, I would have stayed for like 10 million less, bro. Like, I'm comfortable. Like, I ain't like me playing outside either, so I ain't got to play in the snow, right? So, I don't know. I love to know where he's from because I feel like that was more of a proximity thing. Like maybe he wanted to be closer to home. He's from Cali or something, so it's not that far away. But as far as career wise, this might not be that good, and that's also a thing too. See that smooth? That's really good. They might not wanted him back that much.
I'm not on the Darnold train. I ain't gonna lie.
Man, that's okay. You ain't got me. You ain't got me. But guess what? When that thing come chewing through SoFi Stadium at some point,
bruh,
you gonna feel
they felt
the Darnold train.
They felt them fires, bro.
Man, that was y'all more so than them.
We putting on them, man.
They had to move the game because of y'all. They had to move the game because of y'all, man. Like they would have been cool in SoFi, but you had to play in Arizona or something like that. Something ugly. That was nasty. But I think the Seahawks would be in the running for the division title, but they might fall a little short.
I could see that.
Might fall a little short.
It depends if we on our shit.
Now, the Cardinals are a little different. Like they added a lot. They got Denzel Burke, a good corner to go along with Will Johnson, and Walter Nolan, like I said. So they got a lot of good players, man. They got some good players that's gonna help them a lot. Jordan Birch from Oregon, that's a good spot on your defensive end. So he should get some playing time, man. But I mean, they got a favorable start to the season before their bye week. Like I said, my philosophy is if you're struggling before the bye week, your season is probably going to be ass because that bye week is not a vacation for you. That is a teacher's assessment day. Like, what are we doing? You ain't off. You at work trying to figure out your next study plan, right? But if you're good after the bye week, you might get a chance to relax, recover, do all the things you need to do. So they got a good shot to be pretty good before the bye week. I think you beat the Saints. You probably beat the Panthers. You might beat the 49ers. Then you might drop one to the Seahawks, right? That could go either way, in my opinion. But you should beat the Titans, and you should beat the Colts. And you got the Packers.
Oh, yeah, no.
So you could legit be 5-2.
But you gotta think this is the Cardinals we talking about. It's the same team that was like 11-0, I think, in 21 that finished that got bounced in the first, who also started last year off.
Yeah, that's true too.
They got to finish. That's all.
Yeah, that's all. That's why I said if you're good before the bye week, then maybe you can put something together. Because it's not that bad after the bye week. I mean, not that bad. You got the Cowboys.
Division though.
Yeah. So you beat the Cowboys, you know what I'm saying? Then you got the Seahawks, which, like I say, go both ways, and then the divisional game. And, a little tougher at the end. But I mean, like, if you start off the season pretty good, you might have a chance to change some stuff. But so we'll see. You know what I'm saying? Like last season chokers. I mean, they choke, but I don't know, but they could make it interesting because the schedule's not bad, and you added some stuff in pieces that you needed. You needed some corners because you're dealing with a lot of good receivers, man, in this whole conference. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? You got the Saints on there. That's Chris Olave. You got T-Mac, Leggett, right, with the Panthers. Niners, you got Kittle.
Yeah.
You got George Kittle, right? You got Cooper Kupp with them, Titans, I'm not sure who they got. So that's why I said those are good games, because you got the advantage at some point.
Yeah.
But then you got Matthew Golden, who might be on the way to Rookie of the Year offensively. So that's somebody you got to cover now. You got two studs with the Cowboys, and Pickens. So then you got Travis Hunter and Brian Thomas Jr., right? They got some weapons down there in Jacksonville. Mike Evans, you know what I'm saying? So like you got some serious problems to deal with. But you also added some good secondary help too. So that's my whole thing. I don't know. Like they could really be fighting for the division, or this could get ugly. You know what I'm saying? But not by much. Like I said, they're not terrible. The schedule's not that hard in my opinion. But it's them divisional games. That's gonna change everything in my opinion for them, man. If you start dropping divisional games, count like twice. You know what I'm saying? So like you gotta beat them and they gotta lose some divisional games for you to make some ground and stuff. So what you thinking? You don't want them to be good at all.
Nah, being realistic, I didn't know they got that. I heard that Denzel Burke dude, he got that crazy hit I seen.
Yeah, he's good.
But
He's good.
they are improving, which is something to look out for. But at the same time, I'm not really too much worried. I can see 1-1 at least. I don't see we going over 2.
All right,
I see them. I can see them finishing third again, man.
All right, no, that's fair. That's fair. All right, when we get into this last team of the NFC West, you know what that is.
That gay ass team.
All right, man. Yeah, they said he got health issues, but I mean, dude, if it ain't hurt him in college, man, then he all right, man. If it's some me stuff, that's cool, man. Use him while you got him.
That's what it was, cause I actually was cause I don't watch college football for real, but I was looking into Will Johnson all that. But the reason that teams really passing up on him because of the knees.
Yeah, man. And I mean, these are always tough to project. But I mean, look, if he can give you 4 good seasons, even 3 good seasons before his knees and stuff go out, that's a good thing. You got some value. You know what I'm saying? So I'm all for it, man. I'm all for it. I just want to see him. I want to see him succeed because he's supposed to go a lot higher. So people slip to the thing. I like for them to create more value. You know what I'm saying? So we got the San Francisco 49ers finishing 4th, 6, and 11 last season. Imploded basically. Like they were supposed to be good coming off that Super Bowl. Didn't do that.
I forgot they made dang.
Yeah, they came off Super Bowl, lost again, let Mahomes out of the jail again. And they lost, man. But they made some pretty interesting moves. Okay. So they fixed the interior of their line with CJ West from Indiana. Man, I felt really good about him going way higher because he was an athletic big guy, running good 40, good vertical, things like that. So might not matter, but I like the athletic defensive tackles. If you big and athletic, you're a mismatch nightmare in my opinion. Right? Then you got Michael Williams. So they got Nick Bosa, but they was in the running for Joey Bosa. Right? They didn't get Joey Bosa because he went to the Buffalo Bills. So this is a good consolation prize, right? Michael Williams is he's the big out of the Georgia edge rushers. So he was the bigger one. Jalen Walker was obviously smaller, so he went to the Falcons. So nonetheless, that's a good pickup. You go defensive tackle again with Alfred Collins from Texas. So you seem like they was trying to go back to stopping the run. Is one of their key things this offseason, right? So we'll see. I don't know. They got Curtis Rourke from Indiana. He was good, led them to the college football playoff. So that's another late round quarterback that maybe they can turn into something. But I don't know, man. Like your success is going to depend on Brock Purdy and the health of CMC. You still got what's the receiver name, man? Ayuk. So
and they got Ricky from Purcell.
Yeah.
I don't know how to say his name.
And they should have took
and Juwan Jennings, and they got
they should have took Xavier Worthy, bro.
They also just got DeMarcus Robinson from us, bro, which he was nice.
Yeah, so they got some weapons, man, but they ain't got nobody that scare you.
Hell no.
If I'm the Chiefs and I look up into Xavier Worthy, that scares me. Not as much as Tyreek Hill, but damn to have a deep threat like that with that team.
Yes, bro.
With the Niners, I'm talking about. If they
Okay.
had Worthy instead of taking Purcell, it would change their whole offense. Because now when you want to run play action, you actually got somebody that can beat the safety to the spot.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like that's my whole thing. That's why I felt like even though it was third overall and Devontae Smith had a lot, this is a couple years ago, headed into the second Super Bowl they lost, right? Tell me Devontae Smith wouldn't change the offense just a little bit.
Come on, man.
Just a little bit. Just a tad. You know, just a little bit. So, like, that's all you need. You know, like just a little bit, man. Just that extra would have beat the Chiefs.
Debo was a year after Devontae, right?
Nah, Debo was on that team. He was in the league already.
Oh, so he was okay. So Devontae, okay.
So yeah, like I said, you still got Debo. You had Debo at the time. So I mean, their team was still pretty good, right? But I'm thinking if you had Devontae Smith or you had Xavier Worthy, something different on your team, I think would have helped out a lot.
I always think my dad's a Niners fan, so the Niners are my ops. Obviously, they rivals too, but I always think that San Francisco was a system. Like I ain't really feeling too much on Brock Purdy.
Yeah, man. I feel like, I don't know how old you are to see that smooth, but it reminds me of like remember Jeff Hostetler from the Giants. He backed up Phil Simms, and then Phil Simms got hurt, and he ended up going in the second Super Bowl the Giants won in the LT era. But that team was talented, and then Jeff Hostetler got a job with the Bears, and straight ass. So it's like
that's an all pro team.
You know what I'm saying? Like, so like when I think about like Brock Purdy, it's like if he ain't got the goods, can he really help you win? You know, like if the team isn't good and everybody's getting older now, Ayuk is coming off of ACL. You don't have nothing that scare you on offense for real, right? Even though CMC's still there, he's not healthy enough, consistently enough to really scare you. You know, like if you knew he was gonna be there every game, right? Like what scared people about Saquon is the fact that he was healthy every game, so you had to play. But if you know, like, okay, well, if people start penciling in, oh well, he ain't gonna play the whole season.
Injury prone.
Kendall and
CMC, they both.
Yeah, so that's my whole thing. It's like one of those situations, man. So I could see them. I think they might finish the same spot. I think they might.
Third
I'm thinking third or last.
Again. Yeah.
And then it starts to get a little bit uncomfortable for Kyle Shanahan. Now I do think if he got fired from the Niners, he would still get another job because I just feel like they weren't drafting right. Like they missed out on some really good players just thinking about what they didn't have instead of looking at, well, damn, Garoppolo really got us to a Super Bowl. Let's build around him instead of taking Trey Lance, right? Or Brock Purdy, now he's the starter. All right, let's give him some more weapons, not more of the same weapons you have. Because Parcells ain't nothing but Debo, just a different color. Maybe a little slow. But that's the same. But that's it. That's the same player. If you ask me, you come out the backfield, you do some catching, you get the short stuff, but can you beat us deep? No. Debo ain't gonna beat you deep. No. Jawan Jennings, yeah, he's a jump ball guy, but he ain't got no deep ball.
Yeah, he ain't no worthy,
you know what I'm saying? So that's my thing. You got a lot of the same dudes. Ayuk is about the same as Jennings. You just can't jump that high.
He's a route.
Yeah, Jennings is a big body route runner, right? But they don't scare you. You know, so that's my whole thing.
I ain't gonna lie, that shit scared me. He got 3 touchdowns on us, bro.
I mean,
Fuck that nigga, bro. I seen the red mohawk every time he scored, bro. My fault,
I mean, that's
I
cool.
hated that shit, bro.
But that don't scare you in the playoffs. Which is why the Chiefs walk them down every time. You know, so that's my whole thing. I'm thinking 3rd or 4th, man. You cool with that?
Yeah, man.
All right. Let's get it. Now we about to get into some good shit. The NFC North. All right, so we get into the NFC North, man. All right, all right, so Detroit, man, boy, they did some good stuff, man. They got
that receiver from Georgia. He fast as shit.
Which one?
Love
it. Yeah, Love It played at Mizzou. Yeah, he played at Mizzou. Yeah, he went to Georgia after like a little bit.
I recognize that guard too.
What's up? Yeah, Tate Ratledge. That's another good one. That's a good one. But I think they lost somebody left in free agency.
They lost a corner, but they got DJ Reed.
Yeah, so that'll be good.
Damn, I know his name too. Carlton Davis, I think.
Oh, okay. So no, I feel like Carlton Davis played on the Bucks.
Oh, I'm thinking. Nah,
I feel like he played on the Bucks. That name sounds familiar.
No, yeah, he did play on the Bucks.
Oh, okay. All right. Well, I don't know, but they ain't really. My biggest thing is they should be good as long as everybody healthy. That's their biggest thing. They need all the help on defense. They need all the help on offense. They need everything because they got a good team. They ain't really lose nothing like crazy, right? I mean, you add Tate Ratledge, you add Isaac Tesla from Arkansas. He's okay, right? But then you pick up Ahmed Hanassine. I think that's his name from Boise State. So he'll be another beast for you. And then you end up with Dominic Levick, who might be able to be your kick return, right? That'll take Jameson Williams off of it, maybe. And you ain't got to worry about him getting hurt and just kind of focus on receiving now, right? So you got some options. And they, like I said, they didn't get worse at all. They got a little bit better. Now, the other factor of the Detroit Lions is that they lost not one, but both coordinators.
Yeah, I forgot about that.
Right? Yeah, so my thing is, does that affect the thing? Because now, I think Dan Campbell's more of a CEO type. So he'd be in the background chilling, making sure everything running smoothly. But the voices that the players hear are different. Now, losing Ben Johnson and Aaron Glenn, respectively. So, like, that seems like it might be a big deal. It might not. Because sometimes, like with Alabama, the face at the top is one that matters sometimes. You know what I'm saying? So as long as you got that face, that Dan Campbell way of thinking, that might be okay. It might be. As long as the message is still the same. Like, then you might be okay. But for just speaking on team basis, I think they'll be winning this division. Hands down. Right? But I do think this division might get 3 teams in there. If I'm calling it right now, I think this division might get 3 teams in the playoffs.
Yeah, that wouldn't be a surprise if that happened.
This division, yeah, I think we might get 3 teams in the playoffs, man. And we'll get into that. We'll get into that. But what you think? Lions still first place?
Yeah.
All right.
Don't sleep. I gotta see what the Packers did. We should move on. Shit.
Yeah, so we got the Packers finished second in this division. Kendall spoiled it. Kendall spoiled it, man. I lied. They finished third. The Vikings finished second, right? So, nonetheless, man, the Vikings finished second, man. So interesting team here, right? They lost to your Rams in the playoffs, right? They got beat up pretty bad.
You were just watching that clip of Hurst.
Yeah, they just got beat up pretty bad, right? But you also lose your quarterback that kind of got you there. So
now you don't even know how JJ finna play, man.
So I think the expectations coming this season should be tapered down a little bit. Like I said, you got a rookie quarterback starting basically. And you got the Bears who ready to go week 1. They already ready for that. They try to start all the season 1-0 to let y'all know that this season gonna be different, right? So then you got Atlanta who doing the same thing. Cincinnati's probably gonna score like 50, and then Pittsburgh might. Then that's in Ireland, so that could go way less. Way less, especially if you losing 3 games already. Then you got Cleveland, which is also played overseas. They got to play in England next. So they're going to be a world traveling team, right? But if they ask, that's going to be a tough day, bro. So let's put this in perspective. You're going to have 2 games in a row abroad, overseas. That bye week is going to need to be a vacation. Because you're going to need to rest after all this traveling you done did. You need to rest. And then you're going to need to rest. But if you losing a bunch of games, say you 0-5, you lose all these games, you can't even relax on your bye week. Because you got the damn Eagles next week.
Chargers, Lions, Ravens, Bears, Pack. It don't get no easier, bro. Until the end of the season. And that's 2 games. That's 2 games.
This could get ugly for the Vikings, man. It could get ugly.
I do like Jonathan Allen and Javon Hargrave being added to the defense, bro.
Yeah, I do like that. I like Will Freeze at offensive guard. I do like that. That'll help you a little bit because I know Darnold was kind of getting chased around a lot. So it might help you. I want to see if Jeffrey Okuda got some game.
Man, I ain't thought of that.
I want to see if he got some game. I mean, and you add Jonathan Allen, like you said, that's pretty good. Bubba Bolden, even though he played in the UFL, he's still on the squad. You know what I'm saying? So
I'm just trying to see. Just think how much better is their defense than last year. Along with the scheme too. Like I said, the 2 interior D linemen, man.
Mm-hmm. I mean, they got like I said, they added Allen, so that helps out a lot. Then you got Dallas Turner. Got a nice lineman. You got a nice linebacker too. So that should be interesting too. So,
they needed a corner though, right? Cause Gilmore, he was buns, bro.
Gilmore old as hell.
That's what I'm talking about. That was their problem though, I'm thinking. Because their corners were weaker. Then they lost the corner. Obviously, he passed, bro.
Yeah, Kyrie Jackson. Yeah, so he would have been good too. He was good for us, man. I wish we would have kept him. He's like 6'4". Yeah, hella long arms too, man. I was like, damn. We just had to let him go to Oregon.
Really wouldn't. They need it.
No, we at Bama needed it. We needed him at Bama, bro. Like shit. Like he was good as hell, man. But I don't know. I think they might finish third. I think third. I'm thinking third, bro. Yeah, but the next team is interesting. It's interesting, man. All right, so we got the Packers in this thing, bro. The Packers, were the first victim of the Eagles Super Bowl run. But nonetheless, they added some weapons, bro. They added some pretty good stuff, bro. So that's why I think, man, they might finish second this year, man. Because you not only added Matthew Golden at receiver, which gives you a pretty good option, right? Along with everything else you got, right? But you added McCole Hardman, special teams guy. So he gonna get you he gonna help you on field position. He gonna get you right. You know what I'm saying? He gonna get you right. So I mean, that's a good move, right? You got Warren Brinson, big defensive tackle from Georgia. Really good, right? And you got him late. So he's gonna be cheap for a while and he's gonna be good too. So like I said, you added some stuff, man. You added some good stuff for them. Isaiah Simmons, you got him, man. So they gonna be good. Jordan Love looked like he was ready to take another step. He just needed that number one receiver to throw to.
I can't see. Yeah, I can see Jordan Love MVP talk, bro.
Yeah, I mean, he got to look.
So he's already been in it, but I could see it happening for sure. Like I could see the Packers, with the Lions losing their coaches and all that. I won't be surprised if the Packers mess around getting number one spot, bro. But I got the number 2.
Yeah, I got the number 2.
Yeah,
I got them too. I think they should be good. They should be all right.
then they lost their corner.
That first game gonna be interesting though. They got Detroit number 1, so that's gonna be interesting.
They lost their number 1 though.
Yeah, I know, but they still be all right though. I think they can get it done. Cause like I said, if you ugly that game up with using the running backs that you got, you could really do that. But that's why I feel like AJ Dillon losing him kind of hurt a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
Like having a 2-headed punch is different than just one dude. You know what I'm saying?
They had it already.
Yeah,
they should know.
Yeah, like that 1-2 punch is crazy.
But they probably think about the tight end with that. Don't they had Tunyon and Kraft?
Something like that, yeah.
I know they both nice.
So I mean, I could see them finishing probably second. Probably second.
Yeah, I still got Lions first, but I'm not surprised.
Yeah, but I still think they're gonna get 3 teams in there because this division is close, like very very close. All right, man. So then we go to the last team in the NFC North, and we almost done. We appreciate y'all for being with us 2.5 hours in, but the breakdown is extensive, man. So we appreciate all the viewership, man. So y'all know what it is. Hit that like and subscribe button, man. And we good to go, man. Like I said, we live on X, Twitch, YouTube, and Facebook, man. So I got 2,000 friends. I need 2,000 likes.
Mm-hmm.
That's not a good deal to me. But nonetheless, man, we got the Bears, bro. The Bears 5-12. They finished the season a lot stronger than they started the season, right? Caleb Williams was kind of figuring stuff out. But they did some good stuff, man. Surprised everybody by taking Colson Loveland first, 10th overall.
They surprised me. That's what I wanted, man.
So that was surprising. But Tyler Warren was probably supposed to be the first tight end taken.
That's why, yeah.
But hey, they must have loved it and wanted to take him first, you know. But getting Luther Burden was, I think, a big pickup because now you got 3 receivers. You got Moore, you got Odunze, and you got Luther Burden, right? But I think you don't draft Luther Burden if you knew you was gonna get Keenan Allen back.
I was just about to ask, is he still there for the veterans?
No, he's still a free agent.
Okay.
So I don't know if they're gonna bring him back.
Okay.
But if that's not the case, then you just got 3 young receivers, right? One more established than the other 2. But still, you got some young receivers.
With a young QB, man.
Yeah. So, like I said, one thing about the Bears, they're gonna throw that ball this season. I don't care about no running backs. I don't care about none of that. If Caleb Williams don't have 4,000 plus yards this season, I'd be surprised. So that's
you got his ratio as.
I think 4,000 plus. I think 30 touchdowns and probably like 15 interceptions. I think it's still solid, right? But I think he's gonna have enough success for them to make the playoffs. So that's my third team from this. If they make the playoffs, that's the third team. It'll be Detroit,
Packers,
Green Bay,
yeah.
Bears.
I'm not surprised if Vikings
and the Vikings will probably be ass out, man. But probably with a record close to this.
That's what I'm saying. It wouldn't even be like that they're ass. It would just be that the division they're in, man. It's just
I think
you gotta win them division games.
Yeah, so I think the Vikings will probably be like 7-10 or something like that. Like, cause they still got a good team. I just think they're gonna lose some stuff, man. And I mean, you added Grady Jarrett. That's some toughness inside. on defense, right? You added Dio but Jigbo. But they gave him 48 million. That's his name. They gave him 48 million. So obviously they want to add something on defense, right? So you got inside, outside help. But Duvernay, I miss Duvernay on my Ravens. He was a great kick returner, punt returner. Him and Taylor Wallace, great guys. But this is a big pickup for them, So there you go. He's gonna be nice. And then add Sean Wade on a league minimum deal. But Sean Wade still got some. He got some potential. I don't know how old he is, but he's still like 6'5", 6'4".
I ain't never heard of that name, bro.
He went to Ohio State. He was getting cooked by DeMonte Smith though. He getting cooked by him. I'm talking about.
How long he been?
He was getting cooked, bro. He was getting cooked, bro. I'm sorry. Nasty, bro. He putting that work on him. He's like, I can cover Smitty. I'm like, I don't know, man. I don't know. He been cooking people all day, all year, all night.
So they been in the league, but 4, 5 years, maybe.
Yeah, something like that. He was like 4th round, 5th round, maybe later than that. But I mean, he got some skills like that. Is like he got some intangibles that you just can't teach, right? You can't teach 6'4". You can't teach long arms, right? Mm-hmm. But what you can teach is technique on how to use that shit correctly, right? So I don't know, but I still got faith in it. When I see somebody with like the requisite skill set, right? Just the stuff you can't teach, like 4.2 speed, you can't teach that. You can't teach height, you can't teach awareness, things like that. So when I see a guy like Sean Wade who's got like every detail you would want a cornerback to have, height, length, sort of speed, but even if we ran zone, that would be effective. I want to see him use it. That's all.
Yeah, I gotta do my research on Sean Wade, man.
Yeah, I mean, you're just gonna see highlights of him getting cooked by DeMonte Smith, but it's okay. Like I said, but you're gonna see how long it is. Like super long. But that's the NFC North, man. So let's get into our last the South, man. Let's get into the NFC South, man. So the Buccaneers won this thing, man. They won this thing. But they lost in the playoffs, becoming the victim to the Commanders' surprise run. But they did some good stuff.
It started,
huh?
This is all where it started, but
yeah, they added some stuff, man. You keep Mike Evans, right? I don't think it was a secret. I personally think he's top 5 in receiving. I think he's been replaced by some younger dudes, right? But he's still good. I think he's reached that Larry Fitzgerald era of his career where I'm good. I ain't as fast and young and nimble as like Chase and Jefferson and all these other young dudes.
But you know the game.
But I get 100 catches if I wanted to. I'm just not like that no more. I take my 70 and 1,000 and 10 touchdowns. Right. I'm still that dude. Don't forget. Mm-hmm. Right. So I think he's reached that kind of level of his career where it's like I'm a Hall of Famer walking right now. So I'm gonna do me. Y'all just worry about y'all. And that's a good leadership person to have, man. He been there. He done been through a couple of different quarterbacks now, including Tom Brady. He's a Super Bowl champion. He got that out the way. He got 10,000 yards, almost 1,000 receptions, and like almost 100 touchdowns. Like it's people in the Hall of Fame with less numbers than that. So yeah, that's what I'm saying. Yeah, he got everything you need. All pro yards.
Everything you want to look for in a receiver.
Yeah, big body
and more.
And more, man. But they gave him some help. Emeka Egbuka was actually a steal in my opinion, because I thought he would go a little bit higher. because he's good. He's a good route runner. That's the biggest skill set, I think. His route running. I like that. He knows how to get open. But then you got Tez Johnson, who didn't blow up the combine at all. In fact, it was probably one of the worst combines for a receiver. Slow 40, not a good vertical, whatever. But what you did see was his route running and his football speed. Might look slow.
His football speed different, right?
But when he get up on you, you ain't catching him from behind. Right? And he's a little bit on the smaller side, a little smaller receiver.
Yeah, use as your advantage.
Yeah. So I think
that Morrison dude, he nice.
Yeah. Yeah. Notre Dame had a pretty good secondary. It was him, and then another guy, Xavier Watts. I think he got picked up by the Falcons, so that's gonna be good. I meant to mention that. He gonna be good on them, man, because he got Defensive Player of the Year in college like a year ago, 2 years ago. So he good. He a good player. Him and Jesse Bates gonna be pretty good together. So, but nonetheless, man, back to the Buccaneers. Ted Johnson should be good, man. Now, do they win the division though? I'm gonna say no. If everything goes square with the Falcons, I think the Falcons win this division. I think they win that division. So
yeah, I'm with it. Hey.
That's what I'm thinking.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm thinking they win. They win the division.
The Rams fan, I want to see the Falcons tank, man.
man,
I want to see. I want that first overall pick, man. I don't care.
But if they go that bad, man, Raheem Morris is gonna be out of a job again.
No, I don't see it at all. Like I don't see it at all.
What?
Them being bad.
Nah, I don't. That's why I think
too many pieces.
Yeah, that's why I'm thinking. Like my boy Andrew, he the biggest Falcons fan. He's seen them through everything. Michael Vick era, the Matt Ryan era, the Dion era. Like he's seen all of it. So he don't like this part of the show, man, where we pick the Falcons to win, man. I told you. Yeah, Falcons got Xavier Watts. Yep. So we'll talk about the Falcons at nauseum, man. They just missed the playoffs at 8 and 9. But they added Jalen Walker, James Pierce, Xavier Watts, man. You can't tell me a better 3 draft picks in the draft this year. Like every player that they've drafted to some point is probably gonna play a lot in year one. Jalen Walker and Pierce are probably going to be starting defensive ends. Xavier Watts should be starting next to Bates, so that's going to be good. And Billy Bowman should be a really good player on special teams, kind of leaning towards second string special teams. But Jack Nielsen will be pretty good, another Wisconsin offensive lineman. So just when you drafted that late, man, you just gotta stay on the grind and just keep your head down, man. But stay ready, because if you offensive lineman, they don't come around very often, so you gotta be ready, because a twist an ankle or two here or there can change your whole season, So
yeah, you're gonna need to be a replacement. You need to step up.
Yeah, exactly. So you rather be ready, man. But I think offensively, they might be better than the Bucks. They should be better than the Vikings, Panthers, and Commanders. So, they should be best 3-1, right? At worst 2-2. That's to start their season. They should be like 2-2 or 3-1, right? Because then you got Buffalo right after that. Oh shoot! I think that's the wrong thing. Yeah, no, that's the right thing. Yeah, that's the right thing. All right, I was tripping for a minute. I thought I had the Saints scheduled on there because theirs was this Mercedes-Benz Superdome.
Yeah.
So I was like, Mercedes-Benz Stadium. Is that the Saints? No, that's not the Saints. The Saints is
What's that shit?
Caesars.
Caesar Superdome.
Yeah, so yeah, I was kind of messed up for a minute. That's all right. That's all right.
I forgot about that.
Yeah, I did too. I did too. But you be cool calling the Falcons #1 in this division. You be cool with that?
I hate to, but yeah, I got Bucks, but I could see Falcons.
All right. No, that's fair. That's fair.
Falcons 2 for sure.
All right. And they get 2, they might not make the playoffs. Right?
Yeah.
You gonna be in the same boat, man. So, all right. So Carolina, man, don't expect them to be a playoff team, but I do expect them to improve a little bit. They made some key acquisitions, man. T Mac from Arizona is another good target for Bryce Young to continue his maturation process in terms of getting good, man. So Nick Scorton, Texas A&M beast, that's a good pickup. Princely from Ole Miss, another good one. So they fixing the defense pretty good. They got Trevor Etienne, Travis's little brother, from see little brothers, you know what I'm saying? But he's good at Georgia. He definitely was. So that's a good pickup, man. So then you fix safety, they go defensive tackle, Cam Jackson, right? But the key dude I want to see make the team is Jimmy Horn Jr. from Colorado. He made a. Everybody knows his dad is, I want to say, in jail or just got out or something like that. But I want to see him just make the team, man, because I think he's got a lot of talent. I think he's good. I think he's undershadowed by Travis Hunter and Shadur, but I do think Jimmy Horn Jr. is good, man. I think he's a good player, and he'll help him out a lot. You know, they need some receivers, man. They're gonna need a third option sooner or later, right? You know, you got Leggett, you know, you got T Mac, and you know you got Adam Thielen, right? But Thielen ain't gonna be there so long, no, that much longer. So you need Jimmy Horn to like take that next step.
He want to play.
And he want to
He
play.
hungry, man. He from Florida, man.
Yeah, man. You dropped in the 6th round, and you put up like maybe 4th to 5th round numbers, right? Maybe, but you failed a little bit, you know. So I think they'll be all right. You know, I think in the first 4 games they could probably scratch 3-1. Probably. That's the best case scenario. Best case scenario, right? I think you might be able to take care of the Jaguars, maybe.
You think so?
Maybe. Depending on what defense they got, because that is on the road, right? But I think you might be able to steal one from the Cardinals.
I can see that.
But you're not beating the Falcons.
No.
And you might be able to steal one from the Patriots.
I don't see that.
So, but I still don't think so. I still think they got a little bit more than them. They spent a lot on free agency, bro. They spent a whole lot.
Yeah, I like the Patriots.
So we got
I'm
the
a Christian
Jags.
Gonzalez fan, man.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah.
I like him. He the next.
Where'd he
next
go?
one. He's still with the Patriots.
No, I'm talking about college.
Oregon.
Okay, I knew that.
Yeah. So I see 3-1 in the first 4 games. After that, it gets a little pickle. It's a little prickly after that.
Yeah.
A little prickly.
Saints.
I can see 7. I can see 7 wins. I can. I can see them beating the Jaguars. I can see them beating the Patriots. I can see them beating the Cardinals. I can see them beating the Dolphins because I don't think they're gonna be good. So that's like 4. I don't think you beat Dallas, but I do think you beat the Jets. So that's 5. Buffalo, that's a loss. Packers, that's a loss. The Saints, that could be 6. And then you might get the Falcons the second time. Right? You either get them early and beat them at home, and then you lose to them on the road. But either way, that's
field goal.
Yeah, that's probably your 7. Because I don't know if you're gonna beat the 49ers. So maybe 8 if you get there. Like that's best case scenario, right? 8 wins in your first 12, and then everybody talking about it. Then you lose to the Rams, and then you probably lose to the Saints, and then the Bucks, then Seattle, and then the Bucks again. Like that's
They could beat the Bucks just because the Bucks resting their starters for the playoffs.
Yeah. So that's what I'm saying. So like
Nah, but
you might get 8 wins out this team.
how is their O line? Because I see Dane drafted the O lineman.
That's why I said 7 wins. Because the other one's gonna be losses because they ain't got no line, bruh.
And then Bryce is my height, bro. We the same size, man. No offense, bro.
Bryce a little bitty dude, man.
That's what I'm saying. We the same size, bro.
Bryce a little bitty dude, man. You should have seen him at the Heisman, man, standing next to fucking Aiden Hutchinson and like somebody else who was there. Like he looked like a little brother for real. Like, hey, y'all better chill. That's my little brother, right? That's what they look like. I'm like, yo. And he won the Heisman too, man. This little bitty dude could play. He could play his ass off, man. But I think they finish. I think they finish probably third again. Probably third again.
Mm-hmm.
I'd be willing to say
second. Second is best, but it's pushing it. That's a far window. I feel
yeah, that you would have to be
perfect.
Yeah, you have
really,
to be 7-10 to get second. Because
I think they gotta be better than that.
yeah, see what I'm saying? That's why I'm thinking,
Mm-hmm.
like, because the Bucks might get in there along with the Falcons. Like, you know how that go, tiebreakers and shit. So I don't know.
Like, yeah, Bucks are guaranteed. It just depends on how the Falcons play.
Yeah, but then we get to the Saints, man. So it's like I think it's the last team before we pick like the title game stuff. But I think
I got Justin Reed.
yeah, man. I think they finishing last, man.
Yeah.
I think they finished last.
Shout out Brandon Cooks.
Yeah, Brandon Cooks going back where it all started, man.
Mm-hmm.
So that's good. They got Will Clapp, man. He's from LSU, so he probably gonna be chilling. But yeah, Donovan Peoples Jones.
Yeah, that's damn. And then Terrell, I ain't seen his name since 2020, man. He was with the Rams.
So yeah, man. I mean, the draft was like underwhelming in my opinion. I mean, you got Devin Neal from Kansas. That's a good one. You got him late, right? So yeah, like I don't know about that. Kelvin Banks was cool, but I felt like y'all needed way more shit than that. But Danny Stutzman and Devin Neal probably gonna be your best rookies on the team.
I think I heard of Devin Neal. I think I actually seen some highlights from him.
Yeah, he good at Kansas. He's real good. Real good running back, man. It was a good year to get a running back. Late, early, however you want to slice it.
Yeah.
This was a good year to get one. But Devin Neal was good, man. Stutzman was a tackling machine, man. So he gonna be nice. But as we mentioned, there's a new staff at the top for the Saints. Kellen Moore is the head coach. Doug, I want to say Nussmeier, is a former Saints quarterback, offensive coordinator now. Brandon Staley, you remember that name? He was head coach of the Chargers.
Yeah. I'm tripping.
Chargers,
I'm tripping hard, bro.
Yeah, he was the head coach of the Chargers for a little bit. Didn't do much. But we'll see. But I think they finished last. You think so?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm thinking so too, man. I think they finished last. They finished last on this one, man. And then we finish it off. We picked the NFC title game and then the champion. Who you got?
Shit.
Rams and who else?
Yeah, I was gonna do a biased one and an unbiased one. You go first. I'll pick back off you, but I don't even.
So for me, I'm thinking the Eagles make the thing. I think they make it. But I could say it'd be a rematch with the Commanders, I feel like they're gonna be too close in rankings, so they're gonna have to like play later. For them to have a rematch um in the title game, the Commanders would probably have to be like in the middle bracket or something like that.
Yeah, they have to be on the wild, like
Yeah, they would have to be early.
yeah.
Because like they would have to play, and if they were like the second seed, they probably wouldn't meet until the title game.
Yeah.
But if they lose a lot, that's how they can not play until the end. But
I don't see that.
But in terms of title, man, after all of that, I think the Eagles and the Lions, man. I'm thinking that for the title game. And I think if they healthy, I think the Lions could get them. That's what I want. So Eagles, Lions, title game, Lions win, go to the Super Bowl.
This is hard to. Eagles. Yeah, I see the Eagles.
Yeah, me too.
I don't know the second team though. I don't see the Commanders making it that far.
I don't see them either, bro.
Huh?
I don't see them either.
Yeah, I don't see them making it that far.
Cause they're gonna have to play they're gonna have to play the Eagles at some point.
Yeah, I could see the Lions, but I'm not too. I haven't been a Jared Goff fan for obvious reasons.
That's the reason y'all left.
Man,
drafted him. It's like, damn, we finally get a good quarterback.
I could say the Lions can make it, but I'm not big on Goff, bro.
He is a Super Bowl quarterback. He did get to the Super Bowl. He did.
He did. I ain't gonna lie.
He did. Didn't do nothing. Nobody did nothing in that Super Bowl, but
the kicker.
But the kickers.
I can see
Gilmore too.
I just heard a team. Oh, I can see Packers.
Packers and Eagles.
Yeah, I don't know why, but I'm not gonna sleep on the Packers, bro.
Packers and Eagles. Okay, Packers and Eagles. All right.
Sleep on them.
All right. So I got the Lions and Eagles, and you got the Packers and Eagles.
And Rams and Lions, just cause
you're biased. Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
We beating the Lions. See, smooth you in here, but we beating. We ain't going 0 for 3, man.
They tripping, man. They tripping. Anyway, man. That's the show, man. We have fun, man. Hopefully you learned a couple of things.
I did.
But we definitely good to go there, man. That was our NFC breakdown, man. We hope that we was deep diving a little bit better than last year. So we back. And this was fun, man. Glad to have you with me, bro. This is what I'm talking about, man. You know what I'm saying? That's what I'm talking about.
Off topic.
Mom would be so proud. Like, look at my two of my boys on this screen talking football shit. Then she'll slap me because I can.
Now, off topic, how you feel about CP3 last year?
Basketball, right?
Yeah.
CP3?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I mean, he had a good career, man. He had a very good career, man. I think he don't get the love he deserves because of this ring culture. But there's not a better point guard in my era than him. We talking just pure point guard.
Yeah.
Just playing the position,
yeah.
distributing the ball, but can give you 20 if he need to, because he take what's there. You know what I'm saying? So he's a Hall of Famer.
Smart player too.
Yeah, smart player. Definitely helped the Thunder on their growth to winning the title, because people forget that team made the playoffs and they weren't supposed to. But Chris Paul helped young SGA navigate that shit, you know. So and Chris Paul went back to being an all-star because he hadn't been for a little bit. So yeah. So Chris Paul helped out a lot. I think the fact that he ain't win a title is gonna hurt some people. But the fact that I grew up watching him average 23-12 with the Hornets when he first got drafted, I know how good he was, man. And I know how good he really played. And injuries played a role in him not winning the title. But I think he's still gonna be a Hall of Famer, and he's done a lot of good for basketball. So that's gonna be missed because he's one of the last of the true point guards. Now everybody's 6'5" and up, and
they don't even play it.
Yeah, they don't.
Hallie.
Yeah, but even Halliburton is more of a. He's got some scoring gene in him.
Yeah,
You know, and he's bigger, right? So the last true little point guard, you know, is Chris Paul. So that's gonna be tough.
Yeah, you got Trey, but how's Trey playmaking?
Trey playmaking is good, man. Like he's consistently a double guy, like 20 points, 10 assists. He can do that on the daily. But he's even him. He's still a scorer.
Hell,
First, you know what I'm
sure.
saying? But I'm just talking about the true point guard that give you more assists than points. You know what I'm saying? So that's it. Then he's good on defense too. Like I said, you be seeing how I play 2K and he got like 3 steals. Yeah, Chris Paul was like that. He was like that.
Yeah, I know.
So yeah, it'd be sad, but definitely one of those point guards from my childhood he's a Hall of Famer anyway.
What draft was he?
05.
Okay.
Yeah, that was 05.
Damn.
Yeah. So you've been in for a while. You've been in for a long time.
It's 05, bro.
Yeah, 2
Who else
years.
in that class?
Darren Williams. He was the first point guard taken, I believe. Andrew Bogut. He was 05 as well. Who else was in 05, man? Damn.
Can't ask me, obviously.
Nah, I can't ask you. I want to say Raymond Felton, another good point guard. North Carolina Tar Heel. He was pretty good.
Bro, I just found out what their mascot was. The
Yeah,
Tar Heels, bro.
yeah.
Like when I found that out, I was
Ram or Goat or something. I don't know.
I'm playing college football. Somebody use the team. I'm see Tar Heels. I'm thinking, what?
Yeah. But they call it hell as a basketball program.
Yeah.
They got a bunch of NBA players, bro.
Yeah,
Young and old.
Sure.
Young and
I
old.
already knew the college before the mascot.
Yeah. So, but yeah, man. Like I'm cooking with Notre Dame, so yes, that's the school you went on college football 25, man. Because he is doing a dynasty. He is doing San Jose State. So I don't know. So I'm actually curious because I need an update. Because I was like, yo, that's the school you should start with. If you're not trying to leave, you just build that team up and then call it a day. You know, that's what I did. Small school, win a bunch of titles, then I might leave. I don't know. So I don't know.
Notre Dame.
Yeah, Notre Dame's good, man. But we gonna let's see. Oh, okay. First, okay. Hey, nah, that's fair. You already know I'm rocking with Bama.
Y'all gonna run that Bama versus Notre Dame?
Shoot, last time we played Notre Dame, we got that curse from the Lord. Because we beat the shit out of them on national television. That was so bad. And then the announcers had to start using that blowout material. It was early too. It was early. So yeah. Then we got the curse because next year we was winning. And then the kick 6 happened. So I was like, yeah, somebody put the fix in with the Lord. Like they said, you don't disrespect my team on national television like this. Y'all will not win for like 3 years. And that's exactly what happened. We didn't win for the next couple of years. So then we got embarrassed by Ohio State in the first playoffs ever. I was like, bro, we supposed to be good. Why we getting embarrassed by Zeke like this? Man had like, boy, Zeke was on a run. And after that first playoffs, bro, it started in the title game, the Big Ten title game. He had like 200 then, and then gave us like 220, and then got 240 or something in the title game against Oregon. I was like, yo, he's just not nice. He running through these dudes. And they did it with their third string quarterback.
Who was that?
Cardell Jones.
Yeah,
he called him 12 gauge because he had a crazy arm strength. Yeah, but they,
12
hey, but he was a big dude too, man. So their season started off, and we'll this is the last thing we ended. But the last thing, their season started with, I want to say, Braxton Miller, who's a five-star quarterback, Big Ten Player of the Year 2 times at the time. And I want to say he got hurt. Or either he got hurt or switched positions, one of those. I don't know which happened first. But he was the starter, and then TJ Barrett or JT Barrett was the backup. And then he got hurt in the Michigan game, broke his leg. So now, okay, it's the last game of the year. We got a third string quarterback. What we gonna do? Going to the Big Ten championship game. And at the time, this is the second to last playoff rankings. So Ohio State was like 5th or 6th or something. So the notion going into that was that they had to do something special because TCU and Baylor were supposed to just be locks for 3 and 4 because their season was finished. They didn't have the Big 12 championship, so it's basically the winner or whatever. But I think they were co-champions or something like that. So technically, nobody really won the division, right? Or the Big 12. So Ohio State just proceeds to play their title game and beat Wisconsin 59-0. That's something special. That's what the narrative going into that was. They gotta do something special to jump these two. And, and Zeke running for like 200 and 59-0 with your third string quarterback, by the way.
So the defense knew the run was coming.
Yeah, so there you go. So then they get in. They beat us, right? And we had so many opportunities to win this game, bro. That's the crazy part that pissed me off about it. It was up like 21-6 at one time. Like, we just put the pedal done, right? No, we just played around, man, and kept playing, and then dogfight, and then Zeke running for like 80 yards down the sideline, waving at the camera almost as he run into the end zone. Zeke was on demon time. But they clowned, and that was how they won that first playoffs ever. So, but that was cool. That was cool, man. Because like I said, I think Braxton Miller ended up changing positions. He was like receiver, and he was just as good as that at quarterback. Like he was just.
That's probably what I remember.
Yeah, he was just as good at quarterback or receiver as he was at quarterback. That's the crazy thing about it. JT Barrett turned out to be like one of the best quarterbacks in Ohio State history. Cardell Jones ended up leaving the next season because I don't know because there's a quarterback battle between JT Barrett and him. And I forgot who won, but then he ended up going pro because he had like big arm, big quarterback. So they ain't gonna do like the Chargers or something. JT Barrett is now a coach after going undrafted. So I don't know what happened to Braxton Miller. I think he got drafted at receiver though, but he was like late pick though.
He had to be.
So I don't know, but yeah, man. Story time with Unc. That's what it is. But nonetheless, man, we hope y'all enjoyed today's show, man. Don't forget to like and subscribe, man. This episode will be up on our audio network probably tonight or early in the morning. So check it out on your ride to work, man. Don't worry, Brandon will be back next week, man. His Wi-Fi situation should be rectified by then. And then we get into the AFC, man, where my Ravens will be on every list. Best player, best offensive player, best defensive player. Maybe not special teams because Tucker's gone now, but
would have been. Although he did play poor last season.
Yeah, man. I don't care, man. It's always tough. It's
tough.
Always tough, man. But yeah, it should be interesting, man. So before we go, man, shout out to Jerry, the spouse. Let's shout out to Andrew, Wendy, See That Smooth, Scrolski 13, and Brandon on our YouTube account, man, for the feedback today. But we will see y'all next Sunday. Also be ready for this week, man. We got some interviews lined up. So we're gonna see what we can do with that. But that'll happen throughout the week. And y'all stay tuned for that. Of course, I can't forget we're about to stream like 26
tomorrow,
films.
man.
It's tomorrow. So like
tomorrow, man.
So I'm not doing nothing. I might cut the grass, but I might just cut like one part of the grass and then come back later. Like I'm not doing much at all. So we're gonna stream that, and it's gonna be really fun, man, throughout this whole season, man. We got Madden, we got 26, man. You know, I play my old games on PS2. So we got everything, bro. So y'all be ready for that. And we'll see y'all next Sunday and throughout the week. We hope y'all have a good week, man. Tell the people. See you later, Kendall.
All right, y'all. Nice being here again. You know, I'll be back.
He'll be back.
Yep. All right.
He'll be back. And then when his Rams lose, we'll be back again.
We're gonna see when it's Super Bowl bust and y'all bust, bro.
Hey, man, look. It's happened too much for me to joke with you about that. I can't do it. But all right, we up out of here, bro. Peace out.